that? Oh, that's fine. I don't need to specifically wear it all the time. I'm not Diplo. Yeah, you do wear a lot of hats, man.
I wear hats constantly.
It's good for you. So, although it could make a bald spot, so be careful. Yeah. Wearing hats all the time. Yeah. Now you're gonna have to think about that. Isn't it?
Your headphones optional?
Just make sure that just throw them on and make sure that you're leveling in the right way, and we'll go from there because.
Sweet. I hate hearing my voice.
I know it's okay, but yeah, I was gonna say I'll probably leave mine on just because I'm ridiculous about getting everybody to level the right way.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good right there.
Sounds good.
All right, don't move that mic. All right.
Just,
now, I just want
a still arm for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want you to hold that as Samson was to hold up the wall or hold his arms up above his head or what? No, that wasn't Samson. I forget what that was. Anyway, it was some dumb shit from the Bible. That's offensive. So hey, but that's incredibly offensive. But yeah. So what's up, buddy? Hey, I'm with Drayden, and I don't know that I can whatever.
You can't whatever?
Yeah, no, I can't actually remember your last name, but it's okay.
It's not Shilling.
No, it's not. You have your mom's maiden last name, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. But yeah, whatever. You're a little Dre Mysterio. And, yeah.
I haven't gone by that name in years.
Well, that's the thing is that like, I think Scotty and I talked about it, and I might have talked about it with Mike. Is like. We took you out to see wrestling, and you've been around forever because your mom's had the hair shop for almost, over 10 years now?
The shop?
Not
6 years.
No, when did they open on George Street?
6 years.
6 years ago?
Yeah.
Has it really only been? Wow. Well, either way, so 6 years ago, you were a wee little sprite of a human being, and we've known you since then.
Yeah.
You're like everybody's surrogate kid. At that point, you were just, like everybody started coming into the shop and you were always around and it was pretty cool.
Being known by everybody is good, but it's also horrible at the same time because I can go out and if I do anything that I'm not supposed to, I'm pretty sure I have a memory of being told on for jaywalking one time.
Oh,
somebody told my parents that I was jaywalking.
Oh, jeez. That's just... That's the silliness of it is that, like, you get into that and it is really fun to that's what I want to talk to you most about apart from skate videography is like what is that like
jaywalking?
No, not jaywalking, but what is that like from your perspective growing up with this kind of community around you because your parents have built up to be a keystone of this downtown, the whole downtown thing. Like your parents have been the most popular shop for 6 years.
Yeah.
Even when they were in the other location, and they've always had customers, and you've always been involved. Like, has that been weird for you? Has it been like?
I think it's been great, but I feel like the only downside of that is I don't know how to properly talk to people my age.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to being around adults all my life, so my parents have to remind me a lot to like, they're adults. They're not like you can't talk to them like they're your like they're also 15. It's like it's a weird little middle ground that I have to be at when I'm talking to people older than me because I have to still keep up that respect.
That seems that's a challenge and it's complex, but it is like you were kind of just forced to mature socially pretty quick. You just kind of grow into it. That's cool though. I mean, that's always been one of those like mystifying things because like I hang out with your mom and I hang out with your dad every now and then we get the chance to hang out with you and you're around. It's fun. And you are by far one of our peers. Like you're not. When I was growing up, my dad had a bunch of old friends. My dad had a bunch of friends that would come through and they work in the garage and stuff. And I was always a little kid. Like I was a little kid forever, and they looked at me that way, and it was really weird. And because, it's annoying to be 17 and somebody call you, young man or kiddo or whatever. And it's like nobody ever or specifically personally, I didn't feel that way with you. You were always just kind of there and you're one of everybody just because you're hovering around. So it's super fun, man.
Before in the old shop, I would be around a lot more. But then when we came over here, it's like
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to start hanging out in the shop a little bit more because I want to start like trying to like pay attention to what my parents are doing and like,
Yeah.
try to learn
Yeah.
how to barber as like a thing.
Oh yeah. Are you going? I wondered that. I didn't want to like make the assumption that you're just gonna walk your dad's path.
Yeah, I don't know. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna like try it out and see how it goes. And if I like it, then and if like all of this other side stuff that I'm trying to do, like streaming, which let's be honest, it's not gonna take off most likely. And then
it could
filming.
though. Yeah, but that's the thing though is that you're. So I am indeed an old man. I'm twice your age plus 2, and that was the thing was like, I wondered if you caught that whole thing from everybody that's like, oh man, the internet doesn't matter, like people just kind of play off what you're doing in your digital life because they just don't understand it. It's like, because I felt like it'd be weird for me to sit here with you and talk on a podcast because like people my age don't care. Like people, especially people in my work or in the career that I'm in, like truck driving, they couldn't give a shit about people being in podcasts. They couldn't care less about the internet. They think it's the devil, and it's like, but
it's just that kind of mindset is so like far back at this point. Like the internet is a thing. You can't go like you can't deny that it's
no, definitely
bigger
not.
than anything else that's ever happened.
And with like
technology-wise.
Yeah, and with everybody talking about Elon Musk and self-driving cars and trucks and all this stuff, it's like at some point my job may go to the wayside and manual labor may go to the wayside, and it's like, well, okay, in 2040, if that's the case, or whatever, 2025, like 8 years from now, if that's the case, it's like, okay, well, you started now building up a digital life because that's what people are going to want at some point is entertainment, and you've already like started the ball rolling on that, which is really thoughtful of you to get into that. It doesn't take streaming's weird.
It's weird. I sit in front of a green screen with a plastic guitar and talk to people. Like
that's
hit buttons.
It's interactive though. I mean, that does get into it, and like I guess there are like massive online games and stuff that you watch somebody play and you're like, oh, okay, that's how I should be playing it better, for the people that aren't good at video games.
I think the thing, especially with streaming, is that I know a lot of the people that I've talked to that watch my stream and stuff, they don't have many friends and many people that pay attention to them in the actual world. So when you have somebody that's like you look up to talking to you constantly like through chat and stuff, it just makes you feel good.
Yeah, I think it's a good, like, there's always this thing, like, especially when I was growing, like when I was your age, there was this whole thing where every kid was disappearing into video games. They were going they were going into their bedroom and they were gone for hours after school, and they were just online or busy playing Grand Theft Auto and all that stuff, and it was like everybody was fearful of it, but they were fearful of it because they thought like, oh, they're going to disappear in the internet, and that's all they're going to think is like that's the only way they're going to get their love from the world. And it's like we had that big boom, and now there's a way to definitely be involved, and it's a good way for people that are shut-ins and all that stuff to get in, like have communication with other people, and we can communicate around the world. And at the same time, I think a lot of people were like, okay, well, yeah, too much is too much, but it is really cool when you go around and you see, like, you swing into somebody's stream once or twice a week, and you're like, hey, what's up? And you get to interact, and that interaction feels real, but at the same time, you still have life outside of it.
Yeah, I think this might not be completely 100% true, but this is what I'm kind of getting out of this is, like, especially what you said about, like, the big boom, is, like, when it started is, like, video games happened, and then everybody was amazed by that, and they went to that, and they were like constantly doing it because it was new. It's kind of same thing where like I get grounded a lot. I suck at school. I get grounded a lot.
Yeah.
I'm grounded right now.
Yeah.
But
oh, is that why we're recording while your parents are sleeping?
No.
That's by the way, that's the weirdest statement I could have made. For anybody that's don't infer anything from this, we're sitting in the hair shop. It's A-okay. We're not like in the back of a van or a closet or something weird. So
yeah, we're literally sitting in the middle of a barber shop right now. I'm sitting on a.
You're sitting on
on a station chair.
Isn't that Saren? I was gonna say, is that Saren's station?
No, Saren's is right there.
Well,
this is nobody's. This is
this is the
this is one of the for when we hire more people or when they hire more people.
I gotcha.
I just can't do
But
that.
no, you're good.
I'm
But
abusing things.
But yeah, I think the novelty of everything becomes at first culturally here. It's like, okay, so Dungeons and Dragons was terrifying. We had the Satanic Panic, and then video games were terrifying because kids were disappearing and they were going to become the internet. And then, new technology. We're getting rid of we're trying our best to get rid of coal and all these like old energies and give the world new with the power of the sun. And everybody goes from fearful of it to just acceptance.
Yeah, I think like I was saying about like, so you get grounded and then you're done being grounded, and then now like everything is like free for all again. So you're gonna be on that more than you were before you got grounded, because it's like, whoa, I have this now.
Yeah.
And so I think what it was basically is like, everybody was doing it because it was new, and now we're at like a stage of like kind of like settling down. I feel like a little bit, where like it's there, but like people have other stuff that they're doing.
Oh yeah.
Like we have the skate park, which is super cool, and then kids are like riding their bikes and stuff and hanging out, and like I feel like there's a good middle ground now to like.
I think I was gonna say there definitely is a middle ground that came from the kind of like the personal involvement where you were basing your entire thing off of the internet. Like, did you ever watch the anime Deep Blue?
I don't watch anime.
Oh, okay. Well,
I watched 3 episodes of Death Note. So I don't know if that counts.
I think it was a movie or something like that. I don't know. Danny Yagadick just posted something about it, and I read into it, and it was the same premises. Wasn't the same premise as Mother, but Mother was definitely based off of it. But it was that whole thing of like the toxicity of your entire life is based off the internet, and then who do you become, and like what kind of the reality of reality just disappears very quickly. And I don't think we have that as much anymore. I think there are still people out there that just, every minute of their day they're on their phone, and they're just, they're like, I run the podcast. It's great, and it's nice that I can balance it in between work, because otherwise I'm just listening to books or doing whatever. Yeah. And that is the common comfort now. Is like most people have games on their phone that would have been the best thing in the entire world in 2004. Even 2005. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I have it on my iPhone.
You do? How?
Yeah, it's just that, dude. They fixed up all the data and stuff, and they made it a mobile game. And
that's sick.
It's not the controls are a little wonky at first, but like I have an Xbox controller for my phone that I take with me in my.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I think I heard you talking about that on an episode one time.
But like, we have that now, and it's like, old people are like, yeah, but the space program was so big. It's like, yeah, but my calculator in 9th grade had more memory than the Apollo 11 did. Not to say Apollo 11 sucked. That was awesome, and the space program was great. But like, the technology constantly changes, and VR is going to be the next big thing. Have you dabbled into VR yet?
I did VR one time in Timeline.
Yeah.
I think I played Batman or something, and it was cool.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I don't know. I don't like it though. It's just
I think.
I just don't like it.
Well, what about it didn't you like? Just is it the claustrophobia of being detached from what's going on around you?
I think it's a mixture of that and the fact that I can't see around me. Mm-hmm. It's creepy. Like I get freaked out because I can't see.
Yeah.
Like if somebody were to come in and do something, I wouldn't be able to. It's anxiety.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that, because I used to have a problem with wearing headphones at home. If I'm walking or at home, I'll have one ear in, and then I need to keep aware of my surroundings. And right now we're on mics, so if anybody tries to creep up, we're gonna hear them through the thing. That'd be cool. But it just no, I totally agree with that. And I was listening to I forget who it was, but they were talking about how VR, they have warehouses now that you can go into, and you throw a backpack computer on, and you're just running around with a gun.
That is scary, because that could get people to, I don't want to have the mindset of video games that are gonna make people crazy, but that's a little, if they enjoy that, that's a little
I think that, I mean, I think the idea of it's pretty fun. It's kind of like, Do you still like? Did you play paintball or anything like that?
I've never done anything.
Really?
As a kid, like I'm not.
Or as of now. Yeah.
As of this moment right now.
Yeah. But like, you go out and you play paintball and you get to have that time where you're holding a marker and you're running around the woods and you're, shooting people and you're high energy and all that stuff. And it's a good release. And I think it'd be the same kind of experience of like, oh, you go to the VR warehouse and you go in there and it's safe and they have security there so that even when you're involved in the game, you're in an arena basically, and there's so there you are and you're running around the square and stuff like that, the square of the warehouse and all that, doing the thing and being involved in it. I think that'd be super fun, and I could probably get over the anxiety of that if the situation was right.
Yeah.
But somebody had brought up the idea of being able to everybody throw on a backpack computer, you hold your phone up, you render the entire environment around you, you're walking around like Penn Park, and you walk from one side to the other, and all of a sudden you and your friends are playing a combat game on a map that's rendered from live Penn Park photos that you took. I'm like, technology's getting there. And it's really, I really thought you'd be, you're on Twitch. I thought you'd be like super into VR. I don't know why.
I don't know. I don't have experience with it. Like I was on it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's weird. I'm an old school type of dude.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're playing Guitar Hero, which is kind of old time.
Came out in 2007.
Yeah, it was the biggest thing in 2007.
Dude, it's 2007.
People were fighting each other.
It was a great
Black
year.
Friday.
That was a great year. I was 5 years old, just killing the game.
Jesus, that's so crazy. Because I was worried about the housing bubble, and I was worried about the Fed rate going up.
I was playing Guitar Hero and Skate 3.
Oh, wasn't
Dude,
Skate 3?
Skate 3, yeah.
That was the one that was really good, right? Because they finally worked all the bugs out.
Even though it's the glitchiest game ever, it's still amazing.
No, that was one of the fun ones. Like, it was more involved than Tony Hawk was, because Tony Hawk was just mission based.
But then with Skate 3, you have like the analog stick that does stuff. That's fun. That's a fun game.
It was super cool, but that is silly. I think that is. I think in your position, like you're in a great spot where you're like, oh yeah, whatever comes next, you're just ready for it, and you're gonna know about it. And it's not like my dad who's in his 60s, or people in that age range that are like, I don't even know how to turn a computer on. It's like you kind of got to learn at this point.
Yeah, you can't really be a normal
you can't be
human, like a normal member of society without knowing how to press buttons.
Yeah, like in the 90s and stuff, like. You could get away with being a curmudgeon and not learning how technology works, but now it's too late.
Yeah. Like
even my truck has a computer in it that I have to log into and do all kinds of crazy shit with. So, and that's just for a blue collar job. Yeah. So they're out there, man. So, what got you into skate videography?
Skating. Well, I've always skated. Like I've always rode around since I was since I started school. I had my first board downstairs.
Right.
And I think from there I learned, after skating for 8 years, and not being able to do a solid kickflip. Yeah. I think I learned that I'm not going to get good at it. I just need to stop. And there's a lot of filmers that are good at skating, and that's awesome. But the reason I started filming was because I love skating and I love being a part of skating, and filming is the way that I can do that and still be a part of what's going on.
That's cool, man.
And I have the passion for it too. I'm not just saying I'm just doing it because I can't do anything else. It's I love filming because it's just it's just fun. I filmed the competition at Reed Menzer.
Oh yeah,
that was on last Saturday.
Oh, that's cool, man.
I filmed the whole thing and I just finished editing. I just finished editing on Friday.
Oh yeah.
But none of the bands but one, Hermes Gnosis, sent me their music.
So
I have a 30-minute video with 1.5 minutes of music.
Yeah.
So it's
well, I was gonna say we'll talk about that off air, because I can probably get you what you need. No, that's cool though, because it just gets it. You're right. I loved skateboarding as a kid. I started skateboarding when I was 5, and I'm really good at going places on it. and that's about it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't make it flashy, and I don't have that kind of talent to like. No, I have to process things as I'm going through them, and as I'm processing it, that's what's tripping me up and making it impossible for me to do a kickflip more than once in like, I don't know, 30 years.
I can do a kickflip, but I push down. I don't flick out, which is how you're supposed to do it. I just push down and like.
Oh, I got you.
It just looks clunky and horrible.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's what Bam Margera told me as a kid on one of his videos. He's like, look, it doesn't matter if you can skate; it just matters if you can make it look cool. And it's like, oh, well, I can't make it look cool. So what am I gonna do with myself? But that's cool though that you can stay involved with it, because I mean, skateboarding has gotten to be that big thing that it is a huge community. They just opened a skate park up in Steelton.
Yeah.
And it took forever for us to get a skate park here. Reed Menzer. As soon as everything happened, it was a couple years later. We have one of the best parks in the area.
It's crazy,
like hands down.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that like travel a lot for skating, and like they say that this park is like. It's one of the nicest.
It's definitely well done. And
Yeah.
it's like they just revamped. I don't know what they changed about it, but I guess that spot where they were doing dirt jumping a bunch of years ago out back, like that's more stuff now.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a full pipe back there. There's a giant bank.
Oh, wow.
There's a pyramid back there. It's like, dude, it's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And we have that, and you have access to that, because it's not.
It's a mile away. I'd skate there like all the time.
You should longboard there too. It's easier it'll get you there faster.
I do want to get a cruiser for filming.
Yeah, that's cool though. Like, and you get to stick around, and not be the weird guy that's just hanging around thinking about all the cool stuff that he should be doing, but you get to video. And like, do you video for Funtastic too still, or
I
sometimes every now and then? I'll cut it out if you want me to cut it out.
It's just, I don't know. There's a lot of
stuff.
Yeah.
I got you.
Cut this out.
Yeah. No, I will. That's fine. But yeah, you're videoing. You did the video for the Reed Menzer event, their yearly anniversary. How many years has it been? Was this 10 years? This was 10 years.
10 years this year. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a big deal, and
then it was the thing for Dan Glorioso, who died in July. He was like a big skater around here.
Oh.
He died in July, and so that was a tribute competition that just so happened to also be the 10-year.
Oh.
So they like kind of mixed it together.
That's cool. That's always a bummer, because that's like, I know that name from somewhere.
Yeah. He was a pretty.
Wasn't he in Testosteroso or something? I don't know.
I don't know. I know that he skated for I think he skated for Atlantic.
Oh, cool.
Which is who I'm filming for this competition. It's for Atlantic. I'm sending it to Atlantic and Reed Menzer skate park thing, and then they'll probably send it to Speed Lab Wheels and Bones. I hope they send it to Bones.
That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
I didn't know Bones was still around.
Yeah,
honestly.
they sponsored the competition.
Oh, wow.
Which I thought was super cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so what I'm hoping from this was, one, I did it for volunteer, basically. Like Drew, do you know Drew Sazala?
No.
Okay. He was like the main like person who got it all together this year, and he was talking about getting me some stuff for it, like for doing it, because I'm doing it for free.
Yeah.
Like I'm not getting paid for it, but in the future I want to like start talking about like doing stuff.
That's a good way to do it though, because you're building up your own portfolio of work.
Yeah.
Like and when you go through the editing phase and all that stuff, like you're doing your best work already. So I mean, that's rad, and you have a great base of material of, like going to a skate park event. That's awesome. So you'll be set. Like, that's good though. It is a step on the journey, and sometimes it is better just to volunteer. So
yeah.
That is cool.
And the other thing was that it's Reed Menzer's a nonprofit. So I'm not going to like be that guy that's like, oh, I'll do this for you, but you have to give me $50 of your nonprofit money. It's like, that's crappy.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Especially if it involves like it's community, like it involves your skate community, and if you like if you were that guy and you threw that big old ugly face in there, we're like, "Here, give me all your money," like everybody be an asshole about like, everybody's
that's
like,
no
that
way to
guy's-
get your name out there. You got to start small. You got to start somewhere.
That's cool though, man. I'm fascinated that you have you have such a drive to do all that kind of stuff now and such a sensibility to do it the way that you're doing it.
Yeah.
You know, because you're still young. And it's still weird because I keep thinking you're an adult. But like you had, that's great because this young, you can just keep building, and by the time everything comes around, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So what do you use to edit video? Because I have to edit a video and I don't know how to do it.
At school, I do it because I go to tech and I'm in the communication technology program. So I just use Premiere Pro on their Macs, and that's what I was doing with this. And but
that's cool. So I went to tech for Class A, and as an adult, they have the Class A program, and I wanted to go for welding when I was a kid, and I just never got to it. I really wasn't dedicated enough.
I don't know how I got into the school, honestly. I ended my 8th grade year at Jackson with which is not the best school ever, with season Bs. And I don't know how I made it. I think I made it because of my interview that I did great on, and my essay that I killed.
Yeah. Well, that's good though. I mean, sometimes just because somebody has a 4.0 doesn't mean that they're the best candidate. Yeah. Sometimes there's that thing where it's like this terrible video I watched of some guy interviewing for work for an employee, and there's that kooky guy who comes in and he does everything creatively, and he gets the job, and it's sometimes those people help. I don't think creativity would get me any further in truck driving, but because all I can do is get in and go. It's an A to B process.
There's
it's
not
mechanical.
Much room for
unless I figure out how to make my truck fly. I don't think
your
there's
truck
any room
can fly.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this doesn't really have anything to do with truck driving. I just now realized Elon Musk was talking about a project that he wants to do in the freeway in Los Angeles where you drive up to a platform and then it takes you down and shoots your car across the freeway. I
did hear about that. That sounds far-fetched, but I mean, he's Elon Musk and he can do pretty much anything he wants.
I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think it's cool, and it's insane. I don't think you've had the annoyance of long distance travel all that much, but when you get to a place
8 hours is ridiculous to me. I have to drive 8 hours to get to North Carolina every year to see my grandma.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And that's the worst thing in the world.
I do that every day. I do 11 hours of driving every day.
That's
it just doesn't bother me.
I mean, I feel last time I did that trip, I wasn't into podcasts and stuff, so I feel it would be better.
Yeah, you have more.
You were writing a book in your truck, weren't you?
No, I was doing no such thing. No, I dictated it.
It had another person typing it for me as I did spoken word.
Yeah, actually, at one point, Katie did type in my computer for me because I brought her along to work. But
bring your wife to work day.
Yeah, the agitation with travel is that no matter where you're going, as soon as you get there, you need to get around further. If I'm here, I can walk wherever I need to get to. I can ride my, if it was raining today, I could have grabbed the Rabbit or whatever and came down because Katie has her car. And I'm an asshole and I only own a motorcycle. But when you get to a place, the biggest frustration with travel is when you get to a place, you still need a car to get around. So it's okay, well, I'd really like to see less cars on the road, but that whole Elon Musk flying platform or whatever, I think it's magnet. I think it's
underground.
It's based off of the maglev train where it's magnetic levitation, and that's what makes it go faster and all that stuff. It's behind you. It was
something fell, and I don't know what it is.
I didn't see it, so.
I think it was this. We're good.
So either way, it was that makes sense because I think it was LA to Vegas. And it would cut down on the amount of traffic on the roads, and that's really cool. And it's but they get to Vegas and they drive cars around. It's yeah, but if you're I want to go on tour I want to go down to Atlanta to meet Titty Bats, one of my favorite artists, and then go down into go down into Georgia or go down into Florida, the Panhandle, all the way down to Key West, take a couple of actual vacation days, and then come back through and do a whole bunch of like research on marine life. I just found out that Florida panthers are real.
Are you saying that hypothetically, or is this actually
No, this is something that,
okay.
that I want to do for the podcast.
I thought you were being hypothetical.
No, like, but if I did that without having the convenience of a car at the Atlanta airport, because like the cheapest route is for me to rent a car at the Atlanta airport, go on my trip, and then bring the car back to the Atlanta airport, and then fly home. It's like having a car wherever you are. Like, I get stuck out sometimes. Getting stuck out in Bradford, it's not fun because I'm in a truck that GPS is where I go, so I can't just ride around like it's my car. Like I don't have the ease of access. And then they have like Lyft and Uber and all that stuff. But if you can just drive onto a platform and have your car there, that's rad.
Yeah.
But I would like to see less cars on the road.
Yeah.
One of these days we will.
Yeah.
I'd like to see less drivers on the road too, because they're pretty bad.
Yeah, but I think everyone thinks that, and if
Yeah.
everyone thinks that, I don't think it's gonna slow down.
No, that's true. I think everybody. I think 90% of the people on the road just don't pay enough attention to what they're doing, and that's why accidents
And that's
happen.
another problem with technology is that everybody's on their phone or like, changing the music or.
Well, it's all right though. We'll be able to just lean back and let the car drive us.
That's why I love
go.
Spotify. I have this Spotify. I have Premium, and it does this thing where it has like
the playlist thing,
the daily mixes.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
like 5 of them that it makes for me because I listen to like so many different genres.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Dude,
man.
I love that, man.
I have the iTunes or whatever. The iMusic thing does the same thing, and it's awesome. It's got a few more artists on it that I like because I tried Spotify. It's all right.
I like Spotify.
It was hard. It was harder for me to navigate. So
I like Spotify Premium. Spotify not premium is useless.
Because
You have to make like playlists with one song, like every
just,
song, and then like you shuffle it, and there's a chance that you won't get that song, and then you just have to like if it doesn't get the song first, it's gonna get it last on your last skip.
Yeah,
and it's just like I hate you so much.
Yeah, that's good. That's another fascination I have is like the amount of services that we have that are fantastic. Like, we don't have to go. You're not even gonna know what this is. We don't have to go on LimeWire or Kazaa and download all the songs that we want anymore. We don't have to do any of that goofy shit.
Know of that?
that's gonna be funny to every listener but you, because all of them know exactly where I'm going.
Yeah, I know of.
Yeah,
I've heard of it. But in the ancient
holographs in the ancient stone text
of 1986.
One day the Windows 2.0 books are gonna be like our Dead Sea Scrolls. That's kind of funny too. I should explore that thought.
I know of sea scrolls.
Yeah. No, but like we get in I can open my phone and I have access to millions of songs, all the songs in the universe except for some reason the Rollins Band album.
Tool.
Yeah, the Rollins Band album that I want to listen to is not on there, and neither is Garth Brooks because he's an asshat.
Or Taylor Swift. Oh no.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, somebody's like, there's a bunch of people.
Tool doesn't, but that's just because they're weird.
Yeah, but it's all right there, and it's like okay, $15 a month for me and Katie to have all that, and it's like all that stuff piles up. Like I got rid of Netflix and kept my Amazon Prime because with the Prime shipping, I order stuff all the time, and then I get Amazon Video, which is not as
cool because you still have to pay for a lot of it.
Well, yeah, you have to pay for all the extra channels, but like I don't watch modern TV.
I don't either.
I watch old garbage. So
I don't need TV and I don't need Netflix.
Yeah.
The only like video service that I use is YouTube, Twitch, and ETN.
Yeah. What is ETN?
ETN is like the Netflix of skateboarding.
Oh, okay.
So they have a bunch of they have a skateboarding game show on there.
Oh, wow.
And then they have a thing called Jumping Fences, which is about they'll just a pro team will go out and street skate.
Yeah.
And if they get kicked out, then they just try to start stuff. And they're like,
that's cool.
They're like, there's no signs, and it's just funny.
Yeah.
And then they have full lengths on there and stuff. They had Street League highlights and stuff.
Oh wow, that's cool. That's a good stuff like that's good too. But all the ancillary channels and stuff the Criterion Collection of movies, which I'd love to own. I can stream it for $10 a month, and suddenly the $150 cable bill that I'm trying to avoid, I'm paying in subscriptions.
Yeah,
that's annoying. But yeah. That's cool though, because like, yeah, you have that too. Because we didn't have that kind of fun shit. We had to go to Fishbone and buy DVDs or VHSs. Like they still had VHS.
Oh, skate videos.
Yes. Oh my god.
Watching skate videos used to be really boring for me until I started filming, and then now I'm paying attention to like the frame. Like I'm not even really paying attention to the skater as much as I am like the way that they're filming it.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I don't have a fisheye for my camera. So all of the filming that I do is long lens because my camera doesn't switch out lenses. So like, it sounds really weird right now. No, like you sound really weird right now.
No, you're good. Sorry, I had to wipe the sweat off my glasses because I'm a sweaty human being. Yeah. No, that's
getting nervous.
Yeah. Wait. So what kind of equipment are you using?
I use a Nikon B500.
What is that?
It's like.
Oh, is that an actual like camcorder style?
No. Yeah. It's like an actual like it's a DSLR, but it's like it only has one lens.
Oh, okay.
And like you can't take it off.
Oh. Okay, I get you.
And then I use a Scorpion holder, which is like the like I don't know how to explain it in words.
It's a handle that
is over the camera.
Yeah, you've seen I think Atiba Jefferson use it at some point. Wasn't he the big videographer at some point? Atiba something. I don't know.
I know Beagle.
Yeah, but the camera is down under your hand so that wherever you're pointing your thumb,
so that you don't have to like lay down on your board to get the angle.
No, it's good stuff. And that's the other thought was like, okay, well you do have that and you make that work, but you know the eventuality is like you're already working and stuff and doing cool stuff and building up money, so you can get equipment. And I mean, even if you go like I'm looking at a new laptop for audio editing, and I was like, oh, I should get a new MacBook Pro because I want to be like that with a 1 terabyte SSD hard drive in it because it's faster. And it's like, no, I don't want to pay $2,700 for something like that. No.
For audio editing, like you could do that off of like some crappy laptop.
Dude, I could do it off that Zoom, and
really?
But I like to get it. That thing is so incredible. It's one of my I praise all hail the Zoom.
All hail Zoom.
All hail the Zoom H6.
I thought that was going somewhere else.
No, but like you have that ability to keep building up into new equipment, and even if something's 2 years old, even equipment that's like 2 years old, like you don't need to shoot in 5K.
Yeah. I shoot in 1080p 60 FPS.
Yeah.
So like I am right at that. Like, it's not VX footage, but it's like not like the biggest camera in the world that like costs $3,000.
Yeah, and you have to take it like, and then on top of that, you have to re-update your all your control panels and stuff like to actually make a computer that's capable of rendering all that stuff. Like I saw somebody. Like I was praising 4K the other day. Well, actually, I was hating on 4K the other day because I was like, "Look, it doesn't look like reality anymore anyway." And somebody's like, "Yeah, but 5K looks better." And I was like,
"How?" It looks so good that it doesn't look like reality. Yeah, and like it's so clear that like, it's like it just makes you feel uncomfortable because of how clear it is.
That's super weird. And then you take that and you're like, "Okay, well, I can't render this on a standard MacBook. I can't render this on a standard laptop. I need to build up a giant base of computers that can process all this craziness." It's like you're getting into that money game, and it's like, no, that's too much.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was like, you could buy technology that was from 2-3 years ago and save yourself a decent amount of money and still be well equipped to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
So
sorry, I'm gonna post something on Snapchat real quick.
Oh, you Snapchat? You know the government takes your face and makes profile.
Actually, we'll do Instagram.
I was gonna say I don't Snapchat, bro. I'm lazy. Snapchat to me just seems like an extra step of social media that I don't want to pay attention to because I don't pay attention to Twitter either. I'm lazy, so
I don't know.
If
I should take a picture or a video.
This dead air brought to you by Drayden.
This dead air. All right, never mind.
No, it's good. No, you're all good. It's I don't even know when your episode's going up anyway. It's gonna be I have Monday and Wednesday covered. I don't know. I think I might have somebody tomorrow for Friday. We'll talk about it anyway. But yeah, that's the thing is like technology just keeps getting better, and it's like but the old stuff worked too, and you can save a shitload of money. Yeah. You're not. This isn't like me going out and buying a VHS camera at the Goodwill to save money, it's like you get to go buy a D5, like you get to buy a Nikon D5 with the or D6.
Mine is a B500.
Oh, okay.
It's the Coolpix B500.
Ooh, yeah.
Pix spelled Pix.
Ooh.
And it's one word.
I have always preferred Nikon though. That's one of those weird things.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not really different, but it's different.
No, it is. It just feels right. Like,
yeah.
I could never shoot Canon when I did photography. I didn't like the Canon cameras. I didn't like the EOS. I didn't like the Rebels.
Yeah.
I just like Nikon.
I just recently opened up that Instagram of my pictures and filming and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to get video onto my phone without it messing up. So it's like I'm only posting pictures right now until I figure that out.
Oh, I gotcha. That's weird.
I can't get it to work.
Huh.
I don't know. I think it might be because I have an Android. I think if I get an iPhone, I'll be able to do it.
Yes, I think if you get this,
I think if I get the new 8, I think I good.
Yeah, you think so?
I think if I get the 10, I'll be. Crispy.
Oh yeah, no. How much is the iPhone X? Isn't it like
1,000?
That's for the
excuse
me. That's for a small hard drive. I don't fuck around with that. I go biggest.
Is it actually for a small hard drive?
Well, it's not small to regular people. It's for a 128. 128 gigs doesn't.
Mine is 60.
Dude, I have a 256 gig. I don't screw around. I go as far as I can. So, but yeah, I was gonna say I'd get the iPhone X with a 256, and that's probably $1,400.
$3,000.
Yeah, but that's like it. That's the other thing is like that negates my need for an iPad, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I don't need the iPad Pro, but anyway. So you told me you want to talk about what is your theory on Hollow Earth?
Hollow Earth. I don't know. I was listening to the Boogie Monster podcast with Kyle Kinane and Dave Stone. That's one of the best podcasts that I've listened to.
I love Kyle Kinane, and I didn't realize that he was on a podcast. That's awesome.
The Boogie Monster. They basically talk about barbecue for 30 minutes and then paranormal for an hour.
Yeah?
An hour and a half.
That's exciting.
But they were talking about a thing called Hollow Earth, where like there was this plane... There's this plane driver. I'm stupid. Pilot. There was this pilot in like the 40s, I think, or the 20s, early 1900s, and he was flying, and all of a sudden, like the Earth just like opened, and he got sucked down, and like there was like a whole like community like in the Earth.
I think I read.
And there was like a whole there's like a diary that he kept that has like all of the stuff from that, and it's pretty spooky.
Well, I'm trying to think of that because that sounds. Well, H.G. Wells wrote The War of the Worlds. No. Oh, I forgot what. Yeah, didn't he write Journey to the Center of the Earth?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not a book person.
Well, there's societies built up from some famous author of like. Journey to the Center of the Earth is a real book and all that stuff, and a real account.
Is it bad that the only reason I know that is because of the movie with The Rock?
No. Wait, right. The Rock was in that movie?
The Rock was in that movie, I think.
No, Brendan Fraser was. Was he? I don't know.
I thought The Rock was in that movie.
No, I love Brendan Fraser. I wish he would have been in the new Mummy because the new Mummy was bad. But no, there's I was reading the other day or watching the other day about like the secrets of Antarctica, and why we don't have an actual map of Antarctica is because there's like a secret base, and it was a flourishing continent at one point, and there's a hole in Antarctica that the holes come up in lore more than once as like Alien versus Predator, the movie. Yeah. They went to Antarctica, and then down in that hole in Antarctica was this alien. It was where the predators lived, and they would bring in aliens and they would hunt them. It was a really dumb plot. But
I believe in aliens.
I do too.
There's no way that there's not something else.
Yeah, that's the.
And then I get like all upset and stuff, and I get like all bummed out when I think about how like we are like but a speck.
Yeah.
In like even in our galaxy, like we're but a speck.
Yeah.
And, like there's nothing we will do will affect the whole universe, but like that's just me being an angsty teenager. So
well,
like,
that's true. And I was gonna say Zach was an angsty teenager about it too, but it's like, yeah, that may be true on the chemical level or the drastic galactic level, that we're never gonna change anything that affects everything that's in this universe or in this version of reality at all. But I feel like as the journey goes on through life, the idea is to build up your own universe and do the things that you can like focus more on the ways that you can affect change in that small universe versus worrying about trying to like make the giant headed Anunnaki notice you at the far ends of the universe. Yeah. So yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
Gazorp notice you.
Yeah, exactly. But I think yeah, there has to be something out there, and I mean, I don't know. I could understand. I could believe that I could willingly agree that the Earth is hollow. Somebody's about to interject.
We are. My mother.
Hey, Devon.
Hi, Mom.
I just have some work to do.
Oh no, you're good.
We're
no,
just
you're
a podcast.
coming on the audio anyway. It's okay.
Yeah, you're
hey.
Hi, Mom.
Good morning.
Hi, girl. Hi. How'd you sleep?
All right, we're embarrassing the shit out of your mom, and it's okay because it's not video. But no, I mean, I think like it's good to have an open attitude about the mysteries and the weirdness because you know whether or not there is audio of the moon ringing out for hours after something he struck it during one of the Apollo missions, like maybe it is a moon base and maybe it's not, but like it's still good to keep your eyes. It's still good to keep your brain active. You know, like even if it is, you can easily slip into like craziness. Like you can slip into red lines and post-it notes on your wall. I don't know if you saw what would Diplo do, but like when he was trying to make that one song, he's got notes all up on the wall and you know,
I know
like
what
the
you're
crazy
talking
crime
about.
scene thing.
Yeah.
But like you can get that way, but there is a way to mitigate yourself to not obsess over thoughts like that. Because I mean, I'll watch it. I'll listen to all the weird stuff, and sometimes you can tell when it's just pure lore, and it's like, you know, there's a triangle on a TV show, and somebody's like Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah.
I think that meme is dead, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It's been dead for like
But like
year
you
and a
know,
half.
like everything's controlled by the Illuminati. It's like, yeah, but you're just making an excuse as to why your day sucks. You know, like come on, Dave, get out. Like, look, the Illuminati don't care where you live, and they don't care if there's wheels on your house. They don't care that you exist, Dave. It's okay. And you just need to make better choices.
I feel like you're like straight, like all of your rage from somebody named Dave in your life. No.
I actually do know a bunch of Daves, and one of them is a pig farmer, and he's a fantastic fella, and he's a reasonable human being, and you just wouldn't expect that. But like, it fits into that thing where like you make assumptions and assignations when you have belief, and you know you just have to kind of like get yourself in this marshmallow position where your beliefs are solid and tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Real quick.
You know, that was supposed to go over way better, but that joke sucked.
No.
I get it. I didn't
even realize that there was a joke in there.
Marshmallows are delicious, man. And
I can't eat marshmallows.
firm yet soft. What?
I'm vegetarian and there's gelatin in them.
Oh.
So I can't do it.
Oh, yeah. That's ridiculous. No, they're just sugar. Wait.
No, there's gelatin in it.
Wait, so are you a vegan?
Like, no, but gelatin is like made out of animal bones, so it's like
Yeah, it's rendered parts, but like
I don't know.
But at least we're not like that's the thing. Okay. I don't want to I think that's great. I was a vegetarian at one point. I wasn't strict to the point of veganism or
I'm not vegan.
Yeah.
I just
but
don't eat gelatin.
I gotcha. That's cool. It's a good choice to make. I just like after a while I thought about it and I was like, you know, the burgers already exist. We should not throw them away.
Yeah.
And that's such
it's like the way that I see it is like one more person going vegetarian isn't going to end the meat industry forever.
No.
It's just I don't
I
prefer
agree.
eating it.
It's good though. It like I don't like anybody that's anti anything because there's no reason to be, and it's good that you are because we have the ability to make that choice, and it's cool that you made it. You know, like that is cool because if one more person chooses not to drive a car, that's one less car on the road. That's one less potential accident. That's cool, and you know, here we have the luxury of saying, well, I'm not going to eat meat anymore, but like the people that expect that to go planet wide. We can't grow beans in the Serengeti. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like they're going to go hunt animals the old way and throw knives at them and hatchets from afar. They're going to survive because that's just innate. So that's cool though. I didn't realize that you went as far to say no to gelatin either.
I
get you. I get you. I don't want to put you on the spot. Gee whiz. So anyway, no, you were going to bring up something else before I interrupted with vegetarianism. Is there more stuff
What's
going?
happening? Is the shop open? Is that just? Oh, that's just people being loud outside.
No. Okay, we're good.
I don't remember what I was gonna bring up.
I don't know. We were talking about Hollow Earth, aliens, and then
And then-
vegetarianism. But you were saying I don't remember. We were talking about being positive in your own universe.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, something like that.
I get you. That's cool though. So, but no, I think that's really cool. You're doing a lot of fun stuff, and I mean, people should check it out because it's cool. You're still youthful. You're still young, etc. And it's a good time to get in. It's like getting in on Apple stocks in the '80s.
I know of Apple stocks.
Oh my god!
It's gonna be the joke of this episode. Is just I know of the blank blank.
Yeah, what could I possibly just not put any like reasonable thought to like.
You age yourself more.
Yeah, I know. Good lord, I'm in my 30s now, Devin. It's not good.
35.
Yeah, but you're a pretty 35. I'm a haggard motorcycling 32. It's disappointing.
Well, we can't all be perfect.
Yeah, learn that too. Always learn how to slip a compliment in. People love you way more. So yeah, did I miss anything that you like? Was so?
I feel like there was some more stuff like.
Yeah, what do you?
I I was wanting to talk about like a bunch of paranormal stuff. We already did that kind of.
Yeah, it is Halloween. It's Halloween month.
It is Halloween.
Do you still go?
Spooky.
Are you too old to go trick or treating?
I'm too old to go trick or treating.
I think we should trick or treat as adults. I think it'd be fun. I think it causes a lot of problems because it's like, okay, well, a lot of people are gonna get in masks and you have no idea. Like,
Yeah.
like it makes me think of Dennis Rader. You're not gonna know that directly offhand. I don't think your
I
mom
know
will.
of no.
No,
I don't know of Dennis Rader.
But just remember, people like him wanted to get caught. You'll Google it, I'm sure. But yeah, like you think about that, you're like, oh no, that'd be really fun, and everybody would be super great about going out and being adults that are trick or treating. You're like, yeah, but there's probably more than one weirdo out there. You know, there's probably more than one bad apple in your town.
Yeah.
So it's kind of problematic.
More than one bad apple in this room.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this totally went from being a youth thing to being your mom's
This is
in
my
it
mom's
thing.
episode
Yeah,
now.
it's okay. We can barely.
Hanging out with.
We were both quiet to let her talk, so I can just pull her audio out. Don't worry.
Alright, sweet.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's all about you.
One thing that I just thought of is because you said you'll Google him, and that brings up how lazy my generation is with that stuff. Like I know people that they won't even look something up because it's too much work to type,
Really?
which is ridiculous.
Well, I had actually wondered that because that's I have. You said you're not. I know. I understand you're not a book person. That's okay at your age. That does take a lot of time out of your day, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's the whole question of now have we gone from the learned knowledge and having a database of learned knowledge in our own heads to just you get those people that are I don't know, just Google it and that's such a not fun thing to do. It's such a fun killer that you're oh, you didn't have simple knowledge. When it's something simple, when it's a simple point, you don't know who Dennis Rader is because I explore mass murders. It's just a thing. But that,
It's just your shtick.
Yeah, people have a thing. It's when it's it's something you feel it should be common. It's frustrating. When somebody's I don't know, I'll check Google. It's dude, it's how long is an 8-foot 2x4? It's 8 foot. Come on, man. That's are we getting lazy as a people because we have the information stored somewhere? And that makes me wonder about.
I feel it's just the fact that the information is so readily available that people just don't.
Yeah, well, it's in your pocket. That's the whole of man's knowledge, right?
Now you're spilling coffee.
Yeah. So the library of Alexandria was one of Alexander the Great's biggest achievements. Okay, so stick with me for half a second.
All right.
The Library of Alexandria was one of the most readily available collections of manuscripts for its time. This was pre-antiquity, so way back. All right, way before the 80s. And so the Library at Alexandria was the collection point for all of the information that was being created, being sought out, being guys would seek out these manuscripts that are in all these languages. They'd bring it to the library, and then it would be converted into Latin so that most people spoke Latin then, so that the whole of people could understand it. But it was just a personal collection, right?
Yeah.
So that point was that the library at Alexandria was Google back in the Stone Age. And if you needed information, it was there. But if you needed to get there, you're probably going to die of diphtheria on the walk there from Singapore or from wherever you need to go to. Or if you need to come here from Canada, you got to float on a boat to get to where it was, which is in Egypt. And we've gone from that, to having a literal GOOGOL multiplication times, like Google. It's 100 zeros. Like we've had 100 zeros times more information, and there it is in your back pocket.
That's crazy.
And
I just want to know, the thing that I always wonder is, like, did they have to manually sort out all of those links and all of that stuff and find it all, or is it just like
no,
they just made something happen? Like, they just made a program that like found everything on the internet.
So back when I was young, in 2003, 2004, we used to use HTML. Okay, I learned HTML. I wanted to be a computer. I have
to learn HTML in my senior year.
Do you have to learn the new version that's all drag and drop and super easy, or do you have to use actual like carets and tags? Well, so either way, with the old HTML, everything had a meta tag in it. So your meta tag was what you used to make sure your page would show up in search engines. So what they did was they created an algorithm that would search out, like, you can set Google alerts for very, very specific terms. I don't know how it works. I hear it works. But you can use Google to set alerts that'll give you like, well, like if I want something that's like grind, park, bullet, and it's an article that has all three of those common words in it that happen more than twice, you can do that on Google. And that technology is how they keep all that stuff in track. And it's all because of meta tags. That's so, crazy. FYI. Old technology. Yeah.
Yeah. You saying meta reminds me of D&D.
Does it?
Yeah, because I played that for a little bit with, do you know Emily? She has like green hair.
Oh, yes. Yeah, okay, yeah.
I played with her. She did a campaign with bunch of other people, and I would play that, and I think it was 5th edition.
Yeah.
I think it was 5th edition.
Yeah, probably.
But I was a guy like a healer guy.
Yeah.
Named Taboo.
Oh, you were a cleric.
Yeah.
Were you regular size? Were you tall? Were you giant?
I was like a little dwarf guy.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, I had a little dagger.
Yeah. So I take it you didn't get super into it.
No, I picked up. I came in like in the middle of the campaign. And so I just, like, there was a guy who left, and he was Taboo, and the character sheet was just there, so I just took on that.
But I gotcha.
We want to do another campaign soon that's, like, pirates.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, ship stuff.
There's plenty of stuff out there, and that was one of the things that I got obsessive about, was, like, dude, I love D&D. I have, my attic is filled with stuff of, like, books and all, no, actually I sold all my books, but, like, I liked building the dungeons, and I have, like, little plaster tiles that I molded that, they can make walkways and stuff. And it's super fun and super engaging. It's good for your brain, man.
Yeah.
You should it is really easy to look at D&D from the outside and be like, man, that's what dorks do. And
but then you try it and it's like,
dude, it's fantastic. Fun. Like, I made fun of LARPing for a long time, and I've been digging into it lately. Again, sorry, Katie. But I think, like, it is engaging, and it is just one of those things, like, approach it from this perspective that the game ends when the game's up. Like, when the session's up.
Once everyone's dead, then the mission is failed.
When the session's up, let it be. You don't need to worry about that stuff. Like, if you play twice a week, just wait until those 2 days come around, or wait till that 1 day comes around.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Teenagehood. I think, like, it's crazy that, like, you work so hard to get to the end that the DM could bust out like some crazy monster and then it's just over.
Yeah.
Like, if everyone's dead, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And you have to just start completely over.
And if you take
That's
it like
horrifying.
Well, I was going to say,
we've been working 12 months for this, aka a year. I don't know why I said 12 months.
Well, if you ever want to check something out that's kind of in that good vein, is it's called Dungeons and Randomness. It's a very good live play podcast, 5th edition, and started like episode 5. But they do it really well, and it just, you see, like, most campaigns don't end. Like, most people just don't end it, and, like, they get into those high levels, and they just keep going, and they're, like, they're cruising planes of existence and all kinds of weird stuff.
I'm guessing at some point it's to the point where, like, you can't die.
Yeah, and it's...
You're pretty much immortal.
And it's super annoying because, like, you think about that, you're putting a lot of time, and you're investing a lot of time into that, and you're like, oh, for what?
Yeah, I think we stopped... Everybody was around like level like 12, I think.
Oh, that's not bad.
So we went for a pretty long time.
I was gonna say, if we were in the library, my dice bag usually sits right behind me because I'm a dork. And
Your what?
My dice bag for playing old time paper D&D. Yeah.
I think we played it through paper.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun. It's good. It's a good little communal activity, and it is really. It's good to keep challenging yourself because we're getting to a point where the technology that we have to keep the body alive is there. Like, we could keep a body alive for 200 years, but how do you keep a brain alive? You know, like, how do you keep a brain active, alive, and enjoying itself? Because, you know, by the time, like, not your specific grandma, but, like, think about anybody's grandma that's, like, 95 and she just doesn't look like she's there. She's just, you know, existing, and you can see the cobwebs, and, like, okay, well... If the body could be alive until 140, like, how do we keep those people talking and being exciting? Think about the old soothsayers and stuff, like dudes that were like 60 and they were coming down from the mountains and they were telling you all this wisdom and stuff. And you know what they do to engage themselves in the meantime, like they didn't just sit and stare at a wall. And we just got to keep it that way. Yeah. You know, stay excited. Yeah. But I don't know. You want to talk about anything else?
I do, but I don't know what.
Okay. Well, it's up to you. Don't you have to work today?
I don't, actually. My boss was actually messing with me. Oh. Because he knew that I had this, and then I want to skate with somebody later at a spot that is, like, under a roof. Oh. Because it's raining right now. So.
Is it?
Well, it's not raining right now, but it was raining and it's wet.
It's threatening. I think we're, like, in the midst of a hurricane.
Are we?
I don't know.
What?
Maybe northern... hurricane. I don't know. Something. I don't pay attention to the news at all.
It was like a drizzle last night. I don't think it's a hurricane.
No, it got super hot and humid. You're not like an old farmer. You don't know. Like, bro, it's kind of storm.
It is. The weather has been weird lately.
Yeah.
Like it's been weird because it's like yesterday it was like pretty chilly, and then like the day before that, or I think if I remember.
No, yesterday was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous, but like it was like a mild weather, and then like the other day it was like super duper hot. Yeah. And then it was like really cold the day before that. Like
that's true. Well,
it's weird. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's October. What's actually happening is
climate change.
Yeah, exactly. No, actually, on a smaller level, what's happening right now is the jet stream, which pushes all the wind around the world. Right, and that's what touches us. That's like us here in the northern hemisphere. The jet stream is like this; it wiggles and stuff, and it moves throughout the year. And when it finds, like, when we hit season change, we hit twice the double yearly season change. So fall and spring, the jet stream will actually move, and when it gets into a position, it stays in position. But this is the time where it's kind of erratic and it's trying to find its place, and that's why, like, 2-3 years ago we had a super hot day on the first day of October. It was like 85 degrees, and then Halloween it snowed.
Yeah, it was snow. Yeah, I remember that because it was snowing during Halloween, which was weird.
So that's what it is, and the jet stream kind of like snakes its way across the continent. So this is great. I'm like your Mr. Wizard right now. You don't even know what that is. Good Lord. Nope. I barely even know what Mr. Wizard is. It's a very old cartoon, but so that's why, like, but it has gotten weirder because, like, we would have hot days in November, and that's strange. Hot days in December, or like February comes around and we suddenly stuck in blizzard conditions.
You know what I just thought of?
What's up, buddy?
It's Poolside Podcast. You should just get like a kiddie pool.
I thought about that.
And just sit around it.
That'd be weird.
That would be funny.
It'd be
just have the Zoom on like a floating raft in the middle of the kiddie pool.
It'd it'd be really fun until like you look at my guest list and you realize that the class, like the high end intellectuals that I'd like to approach to have on like doctorates of
doctorates of communication, talking
like
about quantum physics.
Just sitting in a pair of shorts, sitting in a pair of board shorts in a pool with a grown man, like it might be a little below them. You know, like there's a couple of professors from your college that I'd like to have on, and I think they might be a little higher end than that.
You should get what's his name, Jim Colonna.
Jim Colonna, who's that?
He did this last year. I think it was last year because they stopped last year. He did this thing called YC Paranormal. I don't think he teaches for that school anymore, but he would do a YC Paranormal, which was like he had 3 other college students that would do it with him.
Oh, cool.
And they would talk about like paranormal stuff.
Oh, that's neat.
And he hasn't done anything since then, like any podcasts or like radio or anything. So.
Well, I was gonna say paranormal stuff kind of blew up, and then of course this is the Halloween month, and everybody goes crazy. Like, I talked to the bat people again, and they were like, "Hey,
bat people?
Yeah, I really want to talk to I want to learn about bats." Because I had one in the house the other day.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like people that like.
No, we don't live in
worship bats or something.
No. Like I'm not I swear I'm not trying to develop a cult. I think.
The cult of bats.
Yeah, but no, I want to learn about the bats, and they messaged me like, hey, can you if you want to come up this month, that'd be fine. It's just our busy month, and I didn't think about that. Like people go crazy. The people go crazy for black cats, for bats, and for wolves this month. Huh. So, yeah, like, it's just kind of innate, like, the Halloween season, everybody gets all crazy for the fun stuff. And then, like, the SPCA, at some point in this month, they cut off. They won't adopt out any black cats because people are doing it for the novelty of it. Like, when...
I would think that you would want to give the black cats away during this time because then people will give them homes.
Right, but if you take... it's just like rabbits during Easter. Like people actually used to give live rabbits during Easter, but it's an impulse. Like it's an impulse thing. Like
it's an impulse buy.
Yeah, so you get you're like, oh, your daughter really wants a black cat because it's Halloween. She's really in the mood and she's dressing up as a mummy this year and all this stuff. And you get her a black cat, and then suddenly the animal, like 2 weeks later, she couldn't care less about it because it's not Halloween anymore. So you don't. Yeah, I can understand having a couple of things against that. Yeah. Make sure that you're really, really, really thinking about it.
Another thing that just came into my mind is the whole like colors will like in your head without you even realizing it will make you feel certain ways.
Yeah.
Like McDonald's, I saw this thing, McDonald's, the colors are that color for a reason.
Really?
Because the mixture of those colors makes you hungry.
No,
like it like makes you want to eat in your mind.
Really?
And like purple does something. Red like makes you is like a love color, so it like makes you want to like get frisky.
Yeah, makes you want to do weird stuff.
Makes you want to.
Well,
it's weird. Like it's crazy. Like black makes you upset if you look at it for too long.
Yeah,
like,
which I wonder why everything is black in here. Like somebody's gonna go crazy and throw a pair of shears through somebody's face. All the furniture in here is like stark matte black.
It's just because the really lights aren't on. When the lights come on, it's brighter. Yeah, I just love how the people that have never been in the shop are like, what are they talking about right now?
Yeah, no. Anybody that hasn't come down the shop, come down. They just renovated it, and they renovated it. It looks beautiful in here.
Yeah,
I like it. It's really open. It's really nice. You can like yell stuff across it. It's cool.
Yeah, do that.
No,
come into the shop.
No, definitely. But yeah, the color thing, like, yeah, I know that they paint like your jail cell is a specific color so that you don't go like it keeps you calm. Like a green room at events is green. It's a specific chromatic green because it's comforting and it keeps you calm. Like it's the same color as your green screen.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm watching her in the mirror. It's funny.
Yeah.
So you're just
walking around.
You're sneaking through like you don't pay too much. Like you pay a bunch of money to live here, and I'm just here, and I'm somehow in your way. Like it's okay.
My office.
I know.
I'm almost done.
No, you're good.
It's all good.
But yeah, like that is really like there's so much stuff out there that's really fun when you dig into it, but like people take that stuff way serious, and that's like how advertising works.
I've been learning about advertising because of my shop at Tech, and I've been learning about a lot of stuff about like we had to make a logo for a grocery store, but we were only allowed to use 3 different colors, and it had to be the exact shades.
Oh,
Because those colors are the colors that of like grocery stores. Because like it makes you want to buy. It's like it's a mixture of like one shade wants to make you buy, the other shade wants to makes you hungry.
really?
It's like
What?
something that mixes it together.
What colors are they? Are they on? Are they specific like Pantone
I
numbered
honestly don't
colors?
remember. It was last month, but it was like I know that green was in there because like produce. I think we had to use a certain color of red for hungry, and then buy was I think either blue or purple.
Oh wow, that's good. No, I just
Purple is like a royalty color, like that. Like
No.
it like.
I just wondered because because we have Turkey Hill here. That's a like Lancaster County thing. But actually,
Doesn't everywhere have Turkey Hill?
everywhere does have Turkey Hill because Turkey Hill is a bunch of things in every different state. So
Yeah.
it's also the Tom Thumb line of stores, and it's also the Kroger line of or not Kroger. It's Tom Thumb and something else. Like they actually do have grocery stores the farther west you go, like way out west. And no, I wondered because it's the same logo it's the same colors and the same logo as the Turkey Hill logo. So yeah, they go to all 48.
Me and my mom went to Ricketts Glen a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And there was the best gas stations ever. What were they called, Mom? What were the gas stations called? Do you remember?
Did you go far enough north that it wasn't Sheets?
Dandy's.
Dandy's. Oh.
Yeah, that was an interesting place.
And the logo was like a little plump, like puff British dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Mustache.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and like you would walk in and everything would be like looked like it's from the 70s, but it was like it was like not a great place.
Oh, I gotcha.
Like it was like
It was just really cool to
yeah,
walk
some
into and
lady
look at.
some lady in sweatpants like grabbed money out of her bra and like it
Oh,
was like a lot of
well, that's no good.
was-
That takes all the mystique out of Dandy's.
yeah,
Jeez.
no, Dandy's is not
Oh.
but it was really cool because when we were down there, we saw the new It. We
Oh,
saw
yeah.
it in like an old timey theater,
Oh, that's cool.
which was super cool.
Where, like, I feel dumb. Ricketts Glen is up.
Ricketts Glen is by
It's above Wilkes-Barre Scranton.
yeah.
Up in
It's under Scranton, I think.
Oh, okay.
I want to say it's in Sullivan County.
Okay, so it's in the back mountain region.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's mountains.
That's cool. Did you?
I'm kicking things.
I was gonna say I pulled that thing away from you so you'd stop kicking it. Jeez.
I just
No,
I'm spinning. I'm sorry.
no, that's cool though. Yeah, the old like that experience of it. You go to an old theater and you get to sit down, you get like the big squishy seats, and like
It was cool though.
it feels right.
It was like it wasn't like a normal movie theater. Like there were speakers and like actual like amps in the back and then in the
wow.
front. And then like you would look up. There was no art or anything on the wall on
Yeah.
like the top, but there was like original like pillars and stuff.
That's
and like there
cool.
was a balcony,
Yeah.
but you couldn't sit up there. But there was a balcony and like
It's probably super unsafe, and if you walked up there, it was gonna collapse.
yeah, it was really cool, but it was like really freaky too. Cause like
Yeah.
there was a stage, and then the screen was like on like behind the stage, so it was like really cool.
Yeah, I think that's cool coming from you because like the way that the Appel is, when you go to see movies there, like that's what I'm used to. Like that's how common it was. Like that was super commonplace for me. Like we
Yeah.
had Regal, we had
Yeah,
we had United Artists at Delco. You missed it.
Frank's Theaters
Yeah.
and stuff is my generation with an arcade outside of it, and like it's
Super
It's
slick,
tacky.
and yeah, you're right. That's interesting though that you would even like see it that way because it's
the other spooky
so
thing
common,
is that
yeah.
in Derry, like in the movie,
Yeah.
there's like the old timey theater,
Yeah.
which is like really creepy.
Yeah. Well, do you remember? I don't know if the marquee is still up or not, but down in Dallastown, like they used to have the
Yeah.
movie marquee out.
Yeah, and then it got taken down or something.
Yeah, it just that reminds me of that because like they had a theater for a while and then they got rid of it and then it went out of business and they tried to bring it back and it just wasn't popular enough because like Dallastown's another way for everybody.
Are those shirts for sale?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one.
Okay. I don't have any with me.
Podcast.
Yeah, I like them.
shirts.
I'll just give you one. Okay.
Oh man, you're such a pal.
I know. I try not to. Whatever. People care. That's all that matters. Gets me excited. It's my form of payment. But no, because I have to actually go on a craft store run after I'm done with you because I forgot and I haven't I need to make Scotty a shirt. I need to make all kinds of stuff, and I forgot to get there.
Dude, it was crazy. That was an awesome movie.
Did you see the first one?
I saw the original.
Did you?
I saw the original. I didn't see the miniseries, but I saw the original movie.
Yeah.
And then I saw the new one. There was 3 It's, right? The miniseries and the original.
The first Tim Curry was the first Pennywise.
And then there wasn't a second one?
No, not that I know of.
I thought that there was the movie and then there was a miniseries. Or
No,
the
movie was the miniseries. Yeah, it was a super long movie.
Oh my god!
It was
That's why it was 3 hours long.
Yeah,
I was sick one day, and Reese, who was one of the barbers here,
brought
let
it
me
in for you to
borrow.
watch.
Yeah, he brought it for me to watch while I was sick, and it took me all day.
Yeah,
because I would start it, and then I would end up getting bored because it was just like an hour and a half of nothing with Pennywise.
Yeah,
and then so I would just take a break and do something, and then come back. It literally took me 7 hours to watch that movie.
Yeah. So which part of what did you like most about the new It? Was it the Pennywise and him constantly being in there? Was it
I think it was just the constant. It was you were always on the edge of your seat the whole movie.
Yeah.
And the Pennywise wasn't even the scariest part of the movie for me.
No.
The scariest part of the movie was Ben, the Jewish kid.
I have no idea.
I don't know what his name is. The Jewish kid, his fear, that painting thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I had nightmares about that thing for a week.
Did you?
Dude, that thing is so it's weird because ghosts and stuff don't scare me as much as messed up faces. If there's something in a face, if I see a face and something is wrong with it, the mouth is too big, the eyes are too big, the ears are not there.
Yeah.
Stuff like that freaks me out more than anything.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
in paintings and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super weird, isn't it?
Yeah, the old painting of the guy screaming or whatever, the yellow guy.
Oh yeah, Karl Munch. Yeah, The Scream.
I hate that so
Yeah,
much.
that one's it's
just creepy.
It messes with you because it's
it's just, it's off. You know something is off, in your head.
That's why people are so afraid of clowns. Is because you look at a clown and you see a face and your brain recognizes a face, but it can't figure out why. So it sends alarm bells off. It's a primal thing.
Bill Skarsgård just honestly through a lot of it when he was through his dialogue, it was making me laugh.
Yeah.
The Georgie death scene, before he gets his arm ripped off when he's just talking,
yeah, I
found that comedic, and I don't know why.
It should have been, and I thought it was. I mean, I thought it was okay. I wasn't super enthralled, but I've been on a binge of going to the movies and analyzing films.
This
so
movie,
it was good.
This year has been a good year for movies.
No, absolutely.
Because Mother, I didn't see it, but Mother, people are saying it was really good.
Amazing.
Split, Get Out. All those were really good.
What's the other one? Isn't it Sleepers or
I don't know.
I don't know. There's one with that girl in it from Inception. I can't remember, but I don't know. There's something about near death experiences.
There's that Happy Death Day coming out.
That's
Friday
already
the 13th.
Happy Death Day.
It's coming out on Friday.
No, it's already in the cheap theaters.
Is it?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But everything is saying that it's coming out on the 13th.
No. Oh no, I'm thinking of Who Killed Me.
No. Happy Death Day.
Okay.
Comes out, and
it's
it's the movie where the chat you're living the day over and over and over again, and
it's Groundhog Day but scary.
It's
That's
Marlon
cool.
Wayans was in a movie like that, a Netflix original.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't watch it though.
I'm okay with the Wayans brothers.
Yeah, they're funny.
Yeah.
I love In Living Color. I was watching that the other day. That's a good
How
show.
do you not know about Apple Stock but you know about In Living Color? Your parents have good taste.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I love 90s TV.
Yeah.
I watch all that and
yeah.
In Living Color, Kenan and Kel.
Yeah.
I don't really like Rugrats, but
Did you watch The Tick yet? The latest version of The Tick?
No.
So, because I need to get because
I unfortunately sat through the original though.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do
It was
that.
a bad idea.
No, that was bad. No, the new one. This is my biggest frustration. This is why I wanted to have you on because I was worried we wouldn't know what to talk about or anything like that. But the biggest reason I wanted to have you on is because the way that they portrayed Arthur in the newest Amazon movie or the Amazon series of the Tick, who's the Mothman, right?
Yeah.
His doting assistant. The thing that drives me crazy is that they took this like false idea of millennial and they made him just a complete parody of it to a point where like I look at kids like you because you were most assuredly a millennial. Right, you're born in the 2000s, dude.
No, I'm not a millennial. Millennials 18 to 24.
No, you fit.
I fit?
Yeah, you.
Do
fit.
I mentally fit more than I physically
no,
fit?
No. That's the thing though. Hang on for the conversation. Like, so the assumption. So the assumption is I actually still fit into it too because of the time that we were like, all it is we had Generation Y, which was up until 84. Right, and then after that, like everybody just lumps all those people in as the new, like the current generation, and that's what when they say millennial, that's what they mean. Like people anywhere between the ages of born now and like anywhere from 14 until about 33, they make these assignations of driveless, laziness, all this kind of shittiness, and they made Arthur this kind of like. Instead, like Arthur was always doting, and Arthur was kind of silly. He was like he had this Mr. Magoo thing going on, where he was very intelligent, and he was kind of like, like just one of those weird dudes. He's a great dude, but they took this thing and they wrecked it to a point where like it's such a farce of everybody that has the idea of what millennials are or what kids do these days in this generation and blah blah blah, and nobody's driven like. You're already 15. You've already held jobs. You do cool stuff. You're already involved.
3 jobs at a time.
I know, and like honestly, that was more involved with life than I was at that age. And I think it's such an unfair stereotype for everybody to keep pressing, and it just drives me crazy.
The summer was hard. I had to quit Temple Guard to keep up with everything I wanted to do.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I'm not doing Temple Guard anymore.
Oh.
I'm not that upset about it. I mean, it was a lot of stress that people weren't treating me great.
Yeah.
I was the odd one out.
Yeah.
And it was just hard.
No
matter what I did, I just didn't feel like I was doing good.
Yeah, you felt like you had to push harder.
Like
just
really unappreciated.
Yeah.
But
no.
we won't get into that.
No, that's fine. But yeah, like that's the thing is like I really like the fact that you try so hard, and I think so many other people are trying, and everybody just what?
And got so far.
Well, yeah, you have. You're already here. You're shooting video for actual events. Like,
but in the end,
it took me. I think it was an accident. A friend of mine told me to talk to Kate about what the food trucks, and then I'm going out to do Yorktoberfest next week. Like,
oh, cool.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have I don't think I'd been motivated enough to like push my boundaries that way because I didn't know about recording live. I really don't know how well this equipment works. I don't know how to work this equipment.
I think it's pretty.
No, it's great equipment.
Yeah,
I just don't think I've dug enough into it to even understand most of its functions.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, I think I'm still kind of not really.
You're just on the cusp of it.
Yeah, I think I haven't dug enough, but like, it's like that's just the thing. It's like. Poolside is a great place to come and chat or tell me about your thing or whatever, but like I think it's more about being positive and you do have positive influence on the world because you're doing videos, you're trying, you know, it's like, and I just that disdainful like, oh, it's the millennials, it's their fault and blah blah blah, like that just drives me fucking crazy.
This is actually really, I'm having a great time doing this.
Yeah, and I am too. Like but like everything that we do. There's always somebody that's like, oh, well, that's not gonna work out. Like, you take your mom. I'm gonna start a downtown hair shop and look at it. It grows, and it's like nobody's willing to give anything the patience anymore, or the time, or before they pass a judgment on it, because everything's happening so quick anyway. But realistically, nothing's happening at all. Like, if I would have woken up, if I wouldn't have had you today, I would have woken up and done nothing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
I probably would have woken up and just, like, laid in my... What time is it?
I'm not even sure what time it is.
It is
I misplaced
1:05.
1:05. I misplaced my phone, actually.
It is a good thing that I didn't have to work today, because I would have been late.
Yes, you would have been. So.
Whatever.
No, it's cool. It's cool, though. I think whatever you do, you're going to be... there, and it's really cool that we get a glimpse now, and then later on we get to catch up and see where it's going, because like you're gonna hit like adulthood and weird stuff. You're probably gonna grow a mustache. more than
I've been
likely.
growing a crustache lately, and it's
you're getting
terrifying.
it. Dude. It's really funny, and like I know we have that comfort of knowing each other beforehand, so like
Yeah, it's making this a lot easier. Like
Yeah.
if somebody like talked to me about doing a podcast and I didn't know them, I'd be like,
yeah,
like that would be a little harder. But like it seems like this is the first time I've had a face-to-face conversation with somebody for more than 10 minutes in like the last.
yeah.
I can't even remember the last time I did something like this where I just talked to somebody.
It's good stuff.
Other than on the phone, like
Yeah. And that's going by the wayside anyway, because when you're on the phone with somebody, you're just...
it's a lot of work. You
paying
got to
it-
talk.
You're paying attention to other shit. Like, I'm watching the road go by. And
You gotta
it's good
actually
stuff.
like drop other things to talk to people, which is
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
But it's like, you know, just... It becomes one of those fun things for me where I get to see what's actually going on because you're so into this world that, you know, like any movies that you see kids portrayed and they're portrayed as like 15-year-olds are portrayed as assholes and they're just doing their thing.
I mean, we are. But.
And it's okay to like be a little, like most of them are a little snarky or a little whatever that word is.
I mean, my dad is a barber, so I'm obviously gonna have some comebacks every once in a while.
Yeah, I think so. Your dad's like a barber that's your dad's like a comedian that cuts hair every now and then.
Yeah.
Or most of the time.
80% of the time.
Yeah. That is good though, because like, yeah, if you become a barber, dude, conversation's where it's at. Like you're gonna have to deal with the fine art of conversation. So
I thought I turned off my mic for a second.
no, you're good. I'm surprised it even has an on-off button. Oh no, it's the other one. One of them doesn't even have the on-off button. It's as low end.
It's
as it
just
gets.
always on.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the weirdest thing. Me in class on U.S. history, we were talking about Charlie Chaplin
Yeah.
for some reason.
Because you know movies wouldn't be here without him.
Yeah.
Mostly?
I think it was because somebody brought up his mustache.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, we can't have the teacher made a joke like, now you can't even dress up as Charlie Chaplin for Halloween anymore. And I was like,
Yeah,
what?
but
And so I went into Google. Guess what the first thing up was?
Hitler.
Charlie.
Yeah. No.
Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
And it was like, they're listening.
Yeah.
All
No,
the time.
that's so weird. No, they are. Because like that's why I like to not have my phone near me because I'll be listening to like radio ads or something and like suddenly I'm digging around like I'll stop and I'm Googling something or I'm looking on Amazon and Amazon gives me like those choices.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
creepy.
dude, get out of my head. And like I was looking for a new backpack the other day. And suddenly, new backpack was just in my feed, and I was like, "Oh,
And
it's weird."
I am really big into Rubik's cubes and like getting them done fast.
Yeah.
Like I can do 3x3s in like 30 seconds.
Hmm.
So I'm really into that, and I like will talk about it with people, and like ads will just pop up on my phone.
And that's weird.
About it. Like I used to get literal pop-ups on my phone of ads.
Oh wow.
I don't know how or if I got a virus or something.
I think you might have. I don't know. That's the other thing with Android that
They can get viruses, which is super annoying.
I didn't mean to point my middle finger at you, but yeah.
Screw you too, buddy.
No,
Just kidding.
that is the thing that drives me nuts. It's like they get viruses. I mean, Apple is the same way. It's just harder. Like it's harder for them to come up, and it's they are just a little more secure. And I know everybody will fight me on that, but like I want
my iPhone back. I had an iPhone and I got in trouble and I got it taken away for some stuff.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
we'll just leave it at that. And then I got this Android, and it's like I just miss the iPhone. I don't know why. It's just simpler.
Yeah, no. My dad can use an iPhone. My dad can't use a computer. Like I told him never go Android because it's not going to work out for you, dude. Yeah.
Kind of phone.
But that's why I like them. But yeah, it just
I like iPhones
because that stuff gets creepy. Like they're just keywords and strokes that you're throwing in, and it's like, oh well, I posted something on my Facebook, and suddenly my Facebook or my Google ad thinks that I need a crocodile leather purse or something.
And if you think about it, with iPhones, especially the new ones that you can like say "Hey Siri" and it'll come on.
Yeah.
Like the microphone is always on because it's looking for those two keywords to turn on.
Yeah. It's like no, I agree.
It's creepy.
It is really weird. That was the thought that I had about the X when I saw the ad for the X with the facial recognition. I was like,
oh my god, yeah, it's always gonna be on.
I was like, okay, well that thing is gonna be staring at you all the time. That's a little too creepy for me, and it's a little too New World Ordery. But at the same time, like, so I turn off my Siri, I turn off my location services, I clear everything to make sure that it doesn't have comment. Like, your phone will give you iPhone will give you common places that you go to. So it'll give you a little pop up that says, if I'm going to Bellefonte, it'll say, right now the time it'll take to get to Bellefonte is 2 hours 24 minutes, and it'll just pop up because I'm commonly there. So I know it's tracking me, and so I turn most of those features off because I know they're active. And that's weird, and I can turn them off. But, like, no matter what safety precautions I take, it's still a homing device that's in my pocket and with me at all times.
It's crazy because, like, everybody, like, my grandma is super suspicious about that stuff. Like, she has, like, the tape over her camera on her computer. She has, like, all her tape over her Kindle camera. Mm-hmm. She has, like, she watches way too much NBC.
Yeah.
So, like, she is freaked out by that stuff, and she's like, when I was there like 2 years ago with my laptop, I brought my laptop, she like made me like
cover over your webcam and all
like all that stuff, which was frustrating, but like whatever. But like over the summer, if somebody wanted to see what I was doing, they could go onto my stream because I was streaming like pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I'm not worried about it. They can, if they want to watch what I'm doing, they can have fun seeing my pocket or seeing my face looking at my phone.
That's true.
Like, I don't. If you want to look at me, have fun.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely. I think it comes from, I think that fear of like people popping on your webcam and stuff like comes from this older fear of like a bitterness towards the establishment and all that stuff because they know that like they're gonna notice you and they're gonna watch you and what you're doing. Reasonably, you're never gonna get noticed throughout your entire life. Yeah. Like nobody's ever gonna notice you. It's okay. Like
nobody wants to watch a 69-year-old woman play Tetris.
Yeah, no, I could find that kind of fascinating, but no, but like it just
find anything fascinating. That's what I'm learning over listening to these episodes.
Somebody pointed that out to me because I was like, I want to go to Florida right now, learn about the Cougars. It's a friend of mine who's from Florida, and she's.
You might want to wait a couple years.
Well, she was like, you didn't know that they were real, and I was like, no, and I was like, I'm fascinated by them. She's like, yeah, you're fascinated by everything, John. She said, look. I told her about the migrating patterns of the monarchs, and it was like just completely unnecessary, and it came out there. But I get hooked on this. You and I both have ADHD.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, I had to take. I'm an adult man. I had to take my Adderall before I came here so that I could be on point. Like
I didn't take my medication.
It's okay, and that's
because my medication makes me upset.
Really? Does it affect your mood too much?
Especially around like lunchtime for me, which is like 12-ish. Mm-hmm. Like when I'm at school, like lunch is at like 12.
Oh, yeah.
And so like I will literally like I would rather like just sit there on my phone and not talk to people. I get like legitimately like bummed out, like to the point where I feel like really depressed like around lunchtime, and then I'll come back up maybe like around like 2.
That's
so for like 3 hours of my day, I'm like super upset, and everybody's like, why are you so upset? And I'm like, it's my medication.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do. Like
and it's always been like that.
That's really frustrating because like you're not in a like you being in school. If I had any spot like that, like I take Adderall to mitigate my mood and even it out. So like it's not even a getting hyper thing. It's just like a getting into the day because like I just get into the day and I stay there and I'm okay and that's great. But like I'm in a controlled situation where I'm just in a truck. I'm in a truck or I'm at home and I'm doing whatever I need to do. And it's like, you're not in a good spot with that kind of like phase shift with your medication where like you're in controlled chaos in the lunchroom. Like that's not good.
And like, I always have my headphones on.
Yeah.
Like, and like, I hate taking tests without headphones because if I don't wear headphones, then I get like test anxiety, like really bad. Even though I'm good at tests. Like, I don't know why. I think it's just because it's like easy, like just like a list of things that you can just go through, like, and like when I'm not.
No, I'm not laughing. I promise I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at the way that you said that because Katie and I had a very big problem with like, me just getting the gumption to clean that, like to learn how to like what needs done to get the house clean. And I kept telling her, I was like, look, you need to give me a list. I said, the only way for me to get anything done
Yeah.
is give me a detailed list, and if you give me a detailed list, it'll be knocked right out of the park. I said, but you have to program me first because I am a computer. It's
I love
like
how Katie is just like
yeah.
your mom, basically.
No.
In like
No.
in like that sense. That was really weird, and that didn't come out the way that I
No,
expected.
I know what you mean. It's, but like, no, we
My parents make lists for me for everything, so that's why I have
yeah,
that mentality.
but that's just because they understand
That
your
sounded so
issue.
wrong.
No, I just think it's funny that like you and I have the same kind of problems. We're just at different forms and
Yeah,
like
we're just-
different points in our life. Because I was on
17 years apart.
yeah, I was unmedicated like when I was a kid, and everybody was like, "Why aren't you passing school?" And it's, well, I don't want to wake up anymore. Like I can't get in to go.
I think,
Yeah.
I especially the mixture of me, like at the night I get upset, and it's just what happens. I put on this just like sad rap song
Yeah.
playlist, and
No.
and then I just fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, because of my lack of protein, because of my diet, and I'm a really bad vegetarian, and I don't get enough protein,
You
I
should-
will snooze for 45 minutes. I will just lay there and just fall back asleep, and then wake up every 15 minutes to turn off my alarm
Yeah.
until it's last minute and I have to run to get my stuff on and get to the bus.
You should 100% take some protein shakes or something. Like you
should.
should get some coconut protein or like other forms of protein that are vegetable based, and make sure that you're clearing that out because that can cause kidney problems.
Yeah, I really do, because-
you got to pay attention. I saw it in your face. You're not going to do anything that I tell you to do.
I mean,
I know
I
you.
might.
I know. I know you. But no, you should. You should
I
definitely
should.
get
I should
a
get
long-term
like,
thing with that.
I should get like vitamins or something.
Yeah, most definitely.
I
You
just
have-
don't like. I don't like protein shakes.
No,
Like no
they're
matter what I
gross.
try, I just.
Yeah, they taste like.
It's just the texture.
They taste
It's like
like
not even
weird
the.
butt, yeah.
It's not even the taste. It's like the texture of
Yeah.
it, with the ice and just.
Yeah, no, I get you. And, it's
And
just-
like I have the problem of I am like legitimately addicted to Mike and Ike's.
oh yeah.
Like legitimately, like yesterday I ate a pound.
Oh God.
Yeah, like
Dude, don't-
I'll go to the
yeah.
market and buy a pound of Mike and Ike's, and they'll be gone by the end of the day. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
it's an issue.
That's super problematic.
It's like an actual like I've spent probably closer to $150 of Mike and Ike's in my lifetime.
Good Lord.
It's like
That's
an actual issue
that's
to the point
terrifying.
where I'll walk up to Fishers or Fitzger's or whatever.
Fitzky's.
Fitzky's,
Yes.
whatever, in the market.
Yes.
And she'll like know what I need.
Oh my
like
God.
I was on my phone last time I went. I was like calling somebody, and she like already had it. Like I was like,
Oh, jeez.
I just walked up and stopped, and she like got it, and I was like,
Yeah.
it's a problem.
It's dude.
Some people are addicted to heroin. I'm addicted to candy.
Yeah, I can understand. That's good that you're not on heroin yet.
I am not on heroin yet.
No, and I'm pretty positive you have a good outlook enough that like, dude, it's a huge problem. Don't do it.
I'm not gonna.
Please don't. You're good.
I'm not.
You're fine.
I'm good to sticking with my Mike and Ike's.
Yeah, I knew I knew kids in high school. Then this was a long time ago before it was so prevalent. Like, man, that shit sucks. It's no
Yeah.
good.
Yesterday, I'm gonna be honest. I broke my vegetarianism.
Yeah.
I ate a piece of chicken
Did you?
because I started drumming in they were doing my parents were doing a barbecue last night,
Oh.
and I ate the pound of Mike and Ike's, and I started to try to drum, and I get this thing sometimes when I eat too much sugar. I feel like I'm out of my body, and I like get lightheaded, and like I can have trouble breathing because I have a lack of protein, and I'm like
Yeah.
freaking out, and my body just like tries to start failing on me. So I have to find a way to eat something like fast, and there was nothing else that would have been fast enough, and I was just grabbed it and put some Sweet Baby Ray's on it, and I was just like, I got to.
Chicken's good for you, man.
I went in on it. I
got
tore it apart.
It's got B12 in it. Naturally, B12 is good for energy.
It's so hard though. I think I want to stop, but like I don't want to stop because
It's okay though. Go I mean, look into being a pescatarian.
I don't like fish. I hate fish.
Well, no, good.
I'll be a chickenitarian.
Yeah, that's fine. I know people like that. It's like,
I'll be a flegetarian, a flexible vegetarian.
yeah.
I got that from Pete Holmes.
No,
You
I
made
love
it-
Pete Holmes.
You made it weird podcast. Dude, that's
No, he's great. I saw some, actually funny enough, that's who I was trying to think of, because I was at Shakespeare in the Barn last night, and I saw a guy that had a shirt on that said, "Not today, Satan." And it was an actual like. It's an actual like I got the power of Christ or whatever, but like I read Not Today Satan, and I was like, wait, that's Pete Holmes' album name, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like
I wanna
his
get a
big
Not
hits.
Feeling It shirt.
Yeah.
Do you know
No.
the chickens joke?
No.
Oh my god, he has the You Made It Weird podcast with Nerdist, and he had somebody on. I don't know what it was. But they like made up a whole thing that I thought was true, where they were in a band before called the Chickens, and they had a song called "Not Feeling It," and they would just go like "Not Feeling It," and
Oh god.
and it's just great.
If you like that kind of stuff, I don't know if you have. I was gonna say I don't know if you have Netflix or not, but look into Documentary Now. Look into Documentary Now with Fred Armisen and what's his
Fred Armisen, that's cool.
And that other guy. Their form of humor is very good. It's very intelligent, and
Yeah.
it'd probably vibe really well with you.
I-
It's very funny. Just watch the 2 episodes about Blue Jeans Committee. It's perfect.
I like my favorite comedians by far, Kyle Kinane and Dave Stone, just because I love their podcast.
Yeah,
They're just great humans.
I like. I really love Kyle Kinane. I
Kyle
just
Kinane
his
is awesome.
his voice
His
makes
voice-
me happy.
yeah.
his albums are perfect from start to finish.
Right?
Like he's just got a real punk rock attitude about it. It's great.
Bert Kreischer.
Yeah,
Dude,
Burnt Kreischer.
Yeah, he's
Do you listen to
And then obviously like Bo Burnham, John Mulaney.
Yeah, so
Like
you
Aziz
were
Ansari.
really into the music. I remember that you were really into the musical comedy.
I
for
was
a while.
at one point like Stephen Lynch,
Yeah,
Dimitri Martin. I still have a love for
Oh, he's
Dimitri Martin
great.
and his one-liners.
he's great.
Ryan Singer.
I don't know who that is.
Ryan Singer. He's like a smaller comedian.
Oh.
From like the LA area.
That's cool.
Um,
Who? I'm trying to think. Do you listen to Your Mom's House?
no,
I wouldn't. It's maybe a little too graphic for you, but it's got
I probably just because you said that I'm gonna listen to it.
I know. No, it's got the other guy from like the Joe Rogan episode that just had. It was Bert Kreischer, Ari Shaffir, Joe Rogan, and
I think I saw that. I didn't listen to it.
it was a really good episode. It was actually it went on for like 5.5 hours. It got annoying after a very short time.
I enjoy a good like 3 to 4 hour long podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I just
like
they're,
it.
They're good.
You just get sucked into it and you get attached.
Yeah.
But yeah, musical comedy is a thing that I used to love.
Yeah.
And now that I go back to some of the stuff that I loved when I was like 12, listening to like Stephen Lynch, which I should not have been at all.
Yeah. Maybe not.
It's just I don't know why I liked it. Like I like it still, but like I don't know why I loved Tenacious D.
Yeah.
Like
'cause-
Tenacious D, they're great. I honestly wish they would do a serious album because their music they're like actual great musicians.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the same with Stephen Lynch. Stephen Lynch is like a pretty talented guy. He just
Yeah.
talks about this
Yeah,
the Satans and
It's-
stuff.
It's good. Like I mean, it definitely works.
weeds.
Like I never really gelled with musical comedy, and I almost introduced you to Mr. Show. I'm not going to do that.
Well, it's
You're
too
gonna
late.
you're gonna look it up now anyway, and anybody that listens, whatever. But that's where Jack Black was first on, and in the early '90s, and yeah, it was just like you listen to him sing on that. That's pre Tenacious D, and so you listen to him sing on that, and you're like
Pre
"Man."
the D.
And he's he's an incredibly talented musician, and then Tenacious D like makes the silliest albums. And it's like you guys
Yeah.
could do something fun, like you could do something super serious. And then Kyle,
I can't think of any more comedians though.
I don't know.
Donald Glover,
Oh, I love him.
aka Childish Gambino.
Yeah,
Dude, Donald Glover's special.
It was the best.
So good. Weirdo is so
Yes.
funny.
I wish
love
he'd do
the-
more.
I love the bit about they were in Home Depot.
Oh yes! Oh, my god!
it's so good. And then the cereal one about like
Yes.
the
Life,
Cocoa Puffs.
Life and oh
just shakes it up. Oh my god.
yeah, that stuff was
Oh,
like
it's evil.
this. It was just fun and silly. Like Brian Regan's coming to the Strand.
Yeah, I
and
saw that.
I really love Brian Regan. He's just a weird guy.
Doesn't he do PG comedy?
Yeah, and he doesn't try to. That's the thing. It's like
Same with like Jerry Seinfeld.
yeah, he just doesn't have to try. He just talks about family life and being a human, and it's really fun. And it's super good stuff. So, are you fixing your hat? Oh my God, you have super long hair again. Oh, oh, geez. That's you. Yeah, don't yank the recorder off the table. But yeah, like that's the thing is like, if I listen to George Carlin, it's because I love George Carlin. But you know, sometimes I don't need all that. Like, you know, he's a very forceful person. He was a very forceful comic, and it was good. But at the same time, like Brian Regan doesn't need to be out, you know, yelling curse words. It's fine, and it's really good, silly comedy.
Some
and it's
people
super
pull
fun.
that off. Some people pull that
do.
off, and some people don't.
Yeah, some people it's really herky jerky,
Yeah.
and it's like you're trying to fit into a mold, and it's like, dude, you shouldn't.
I'm trying to think. There's this British dry stand-up that like he's just like really offensive for like no reason. And I can't remember. He like, I don't remember his name.
Oh, he was on a TV show here.
I can't remember.
He's the guy. He's got dark hair, and like he has that really weird like bird laugh.
Yeah,
like he laughs from his throat, and it's oh my god, he's big in Toronto too, but he's hilarious.
Can't remember.
He's hilarious. I don't know.
He's like tall and skinny.
Yeah, I think Sumo told me about him.
Yeah, he's really offensive comedy for no reason,
but perfect.
Yeah. I gotta be in a certain mood for it. Like I gotta be in a certain mood for a Hitler joke.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like it's weird.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I remember I used to just put on Pandora on just a stand-up station.
Oh, yeah.
On a John Mulaney station. I would just.
You were a big John Mulaney fan?
I was a big Mulaney fan.
I was too.
The bit about the karaoke machine.
Yeah. Oh God, the jukebox thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the jukebox.
I thought it was great. I didn't know what happened with him because the stand-up was like. I listened to his first album. It was super. Yeah, it wasn't. It was a good album. It was definitely a John Mulaney
and then
album.
The Comeback Kid.
And then he did the big one. It's like, oh, this is great.
And then he did that show with Martin Short.
Yeah, I think that was the issue.
That was a flop.
It tripped everything up.
I liked that show though. I liked that show, but it was just it flopped.
I didn't see it, but yeah, like because he was a great stand-up, like just like Kevin James, King of Queens. He was a great stand-up.
Dude, I was watching that the other day. King of Queens is great.
Yeah,
I just now discovered that show.
Really, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's super fun, and like he was a stand-up first, and his stand-up was great, and it was super fun, and it was just it was very family oriented, and then he got on King of Queens, and then he made Zookeeper, like
yeah, and then he did Paul Blart Mall Cop,
yeah,
too.
But like he was on, I forget what he was on, but he was talking about. He's like, look, everybody hates my movies, but my movies are for kids. He's like, I couldn't care less. I had kids, and I wanted to make movies that they were gonna like.
Yeah, he was at the Strand too.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of good people come through.
Yeah, last time I went to the Strand was Ben Folds.
Yeah, the Appel Center for the Arts.
Yeah, oh yeah, sorry, it's not Strand anymore.
No, you're good.
Sorry.
Yeah, Ben, you went to Ben Folds?
Ben Folds was amazing.
Yeah,
that was the craziest thing. He's just such a talented guy.
Oh yeah,
he was doing this thing for that tour where he would take an intermission and you would make a paper airplane, write a song on it, and then throw it on the stage.
Oh wow!
All at once.
That's cool.
And then he would play whatever he got if it was like an actual like Ben Folds song. Like
that's cool.
He like picked one up, and I guess it said "Stairway to Heaven."
Oh geez.
And then he walked over to the piano and just did. And then just stopped, and then he was like, "That was Stairway to Heaven, thank you." and then like picked up another one.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, no, I went down there and I saw George Carlin there. That was one of his last performances. It was very good.
Oh wow!
And it was a long time ago. And we had Gallagher come through. Gallagher.
Oh, Ian Gallagher?
No, not even Ian Gallagher. You remember the terrible comic that would smash watermelons? Gallagher? Is this a dead joke to you? Oh my God!
I don't think I've heard this.
So we had.
I'll look it up.
So there was a comic named Gallagher who would
just Gallagher.
Yeah, and he had the Smash-O-Matic 5000 that would smash watermelons on stage, and he would make a giant America out of condiments, and it was really good. And then so that was regular Gallagher, and then he died, but he had a twin brother, and his twin brother took it over, and I miss Gallagher one.
I love what's happening right now.
I know
he's holding the microphone in between his knees and then bending over to talk into it.
It's ridiculous. I'm still super mentally focused on trying to figure out where I set my phone down because it's driving me nuts.
Do you not know where it is?
No, I thought it was in my backpack.
It's probably outside.
More than likely. I hope nobody hikes.
Oh man, we've been going for an hour and 48 minutes.
I know.
My goal was to reach the 2-hour mark.
Was it really?
We're gonna do it.
I know, and it's just hang on a second. Oh my god.
And we're back.
Yeah, we are back. Sorry, we had to take it. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think most times I try my best to not break because I don't have anybody that can take up the No, you're good. They
Moving
can.
the Zoom.
I don't have many people that can like take up the mantle of conversation when I run off to go pee, but I desperately had to pee. So
Yeah, that was. I would have. There would have been so much dead air.
I know.
I was thinking about while you were in the bathroom unpausing and being like, "Hey guys."
Yeah, but like, well, that's and that's the other thing. Like, yeah, let's not get super deep into what we were talking about, but that's the other thing is like I think the reason most people don't pick up and do a podcast is because like, yeah, would you turn your phone on and hit record? When if you need to take a voice memo, you're just like, all right, let me hit record, and then you're standing there, and you're like, what am I going to talk about? What do I?
Yeah, that was the thing. If I'm gonna do a podcast, I cannot do it like what just me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how you do. You did that that solo one. I think it was the first bonus episode.
Oh yeah, was the one on the gaff?
Yeah.
I just got in like. I had to force myself to get into it, dude. And I was clammy and sweaty the whole time. I was worried. You can hear it in my voice because like
it like cracks a little bit.
Yeah, so it's like being on stage, but it's the same fear of being on stage, and you're not on stage. I was alone in the. I was alone in the library before we put the giant table in. So, it is a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling to sit and talk to yourself because you're not gonna like. You wouldn't call you just to talk to you. Like it's a hard thing to get over.
It's the same thing with my streaming. Like I am sitting in a room by myself with a plastic guitar in my hand, talking to myself for 6 hours at a time. Like it's
you just gotta
DCover Productions.
DCover Productions, and you're on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram. DCover Productions is my personal account, and Drayden Raber Films is my skateboarding. Got to get that plug in there, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I was gonna say I was gonna make sure that I put the links up anyway. I don't think I brought a notebook.
That'd be awesome.
No, I have an obsession with bringing notebooks, and I think I left mine at home.
Good thing you have a phone that has every single thing a notebook does in its. So.
That's the weirdest part of it too. Is that like I carry notebooks, and eventually I have a very specific large line journal that I carry to take down notes for future interviews because when I pick somebody to be on the show, or I know somebody who wants to come on, I'll make just topic lists and things I want to hit because I need to have that thing. Like we don't have that here. All I have is Barry's stickers.
Yeah, you have Barry's color thing
and
in a Zoom.
And so I have a journal that's very specific for that. And then on top of that, I carry it's like the pocket notebooks that Story Supply does that fit they're great. They're 3.5 inches or whatever. They sell them lined. I hadn't tried them out before. I have to try. I'm a stationary. I love stationery. I love office supplies. It's a thing, and it's a fascination. But
I'm addicted to Mike and Ike's, and you're addicted to office supplies.
I am, and so my big journal has my small journal in it, which is my Titty Bat. It's right now it's my Titty Bat's drawing book. It's a pocket notebook, it's unlined. Yeah. But I want to get the Story Supply Co. ones because they have them lined. But they fit right in my pocket, and they also fit into the back of my journal because it has an extra pocket in it. And I carry all that shit around, and I rarely ever actually put that information on my phone. It's normally just stays in the realm of handwritten, and if I lose those notebooks, I'm out of luck. And I wonder if that's self-sabotage because you wouldn't remember this either, but there was a point where Eminem's notebook got stolen, and it was a big thing. Yeah, this was back during. Oh my God,
I bet when he was looking for that, his palms were really sweaty.
Yeah, yeah, he threw up his mom's spaghetti everywhere. Yeah. But that was that must have been 2001 or 2002, and it was the big joke of then because one of the late night guys was making fun of it, and he picked up it's like, oh, we think we found Eminem's notebook. We can show it to you on TV, but we've censored it, and it was it was just nothing but black lines, thick black bolded outlines, but yeah, I don't know if it's me just being willing enough to self-sabotage myself with oh, my notebooks are gone. I have no idea what I'm going to do. And then I cause myself anxiety, or If it's just, I want to be a more attentive human being, and I have to program myself to do
Quick
it.
question.
Yes.
Was Kid Cudi around in the early 2000s?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
You don't know who Kid Cudi is?
No. Nope.
What?
No, I don't know. I know that he...
You probably know, like, you've probably heard his music before.
More than likely.
I'm on the pursuit of happiness and no.
I think so, yeah. No, I think he blew up well after that. Like,
Yeah. Well, yeah, he the Man on the Moon, came out, like 2009-ish, 2012 maybe. But I didn't know if he was around.
that was my metalcore phase.
Oh my God, I'm in my metalcore phase right now, and I love it.
You just went to Philly to see...
I did.
Who'd you see?
I saw A Day to Remember, Under Oath, Wage War, which, oh my God, I'm wearing a Wage War shirt right now.
Yeah.
They're an Ocala band, metalcore, and they're, oh my...
That's awesome.
They're so good. Oh man, I love them so much. I got to meet the drummer, Steven Klusner.
Yeah.
Dude,
This
he's a
is
great
awesome.
guy.
That's great.
He was like, I was like, hey man, are you Steven Klusner? And he was like, yeah, dude, what's up? And I was like, I love your band so much.
Yeah.
Like, he's like the reason why I got back into drumming. Like, I'm a drummer and I'm in a band right now, and I was like out of it for like maybe like couple months. I'd like only drummed at my like lessons that I do with Tony Aguirre, and then I found Wage War, and I like was watching videos of the drummer of that. He does this thing where like like before he hits the snare, he like raises his arm up like super high, so he'll be like doing something, and like he like puts his arm up, and it was just super cool. And he's the person that got me like really back into drumming, and and he was super cool.
That's awesome. Like that's
Wage War is awesome. if you have not heard Wage War, they just came out with a new album. Listen to Stitch and listen to The River.
I think it's really like, I think there's some humor in that, because you love the Zach Mummert episode, and he would totally make fun of you right now.
I don't care.
We had to,
Zach, if you're listening to this, I am a metalcore child.
Yeah, but that's the context of it, is that like it fits you right now.
The thing is I listen to so much different music. Like I will go from listening to metalcore, then going to like listen to like J. Cole or Logic or like some rap stuff, and then I'll go into like listening to like OG, like Notorious B.I.G., Wu-Tang Clan stuff. Yeah. And then I'll put on some King Crimson for a little bit. Yeah. And then like
that's
it's crazy. Like,
yeah, it's good though, and you like, it's good to have those kind of different, like, you're a music fan overall. Yeah. Like you don't proselytize to one very specific thing. You're not doing the, oh God, when we all got into hardcore, we were all wearing camo cargo shorts and tight shirts. It was like, all right, we're being a parody. I get it. Like, we're being idiots. Yeah. And, like, you get those people like that, and you're like, okay, I'm going to make fun of you for that. But, like, I still love Atreyu. I'm fine with it.
My mom was a punk kid when she was, like, a teenager and stuff. And she always, like, talks about how, like, she would make fun of the people that didn't listen. Or that she wouldn't make fun of them, but, like...
you give everybody a hard time, yeah.
And, like, I don't know how you can listen to one kind of music.
It gets boring.
I don't know how... I've been listening to rap a lot more lately than I have anything else. But like last month, if you would have talked to me, I would have been listening to metalcore a bunch. And then before that, I was listening to like Lamb of God and Suicidal Tendencies. Like,
ooh,
like No Effects and stuff. Like,
well, you are in that perfect spot.
Mindless self-indulgence.
Yeah, well, you're in that perfect spot. Like I was talking to Scotty, like he had his dad's friend introduced him to all the music. He had that. He had that gateway in, and like. Your parents are incredibly deep in music fandom, so like, you do have a lot of ways that you can go with it. Because like, I've been in your dad's pickup truck before, driving him around. Like, it's like Lamb of God, and then it's some deep Wu-Tang, and it's like, okay, well, this is fascinating, and I'm personally fascinated by the whole Wu-Tang story. I think it's interesting.
I recently, like, I knew of the song. Do you know "Suicidal Thoughts" by Notorious B.I.G.?
No.
If I die, then I'm going to hell.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's just like on the cusp. It like sounds like a really like happy song, but then when you listen to it, like, he's talking about like how he like struggled through suicide and like being like in the society that he was living in, like that was a sign of like weakness, and it was just hard for him to deal with. And like it's crazy how like people like on the surface look like calm and ready.
Yeah.
They look like they're fine and they're happy, and it's the same thing with how we lost Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington and Robin Williams. Like they all were like really successful people, but like deep down, like they were.
Yeah. No, I fully agree, and like
it's crazy.
And people see that as like as a sign of being the, you know, you're the B type, you're the whatever, and it's like realistically and more than honestly, like I dealt with that too, because I had to take a day off work to go get back. I had to go back on my medication. Like I got into a depression I couldn't handle anymore, and I'd take the day off. And my boss was like, "Hey, you know, what do you need the day off for?" And I was like, "Oh, I got to go to my doctor's and make sure that I don't, you know, kill myself." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude." I was like, "I am stuck in a depressive rut, and I need to go back on Adderall to get evened out." And he's like, you're fine. You come in, you stop by the dispatch window, you're always happy, you're super professional on the phone, you're easy to deal with. It's like, yeah, because you don't get to look inside me. Not many people do. It's like, when you get stuck in that and you realize that like it's okay to ask somebody for help. It's okay to just say, "Look, I can't deal with this anymore. What can we do? Can you just talk?" Like, give somebody a shoulder. You know, like just give somebody the time, and that sometimes that helps more than anything. And anything that puts them, like anything that keeps everybody on the path of forward is what matters, because you can get stuck in those, you know, in those thoughts of like, you get stuck in these like treadmill traps of misery and stuff, and you just got to get out of it.
I get really, I start getting like upset and stuff when I start thinking about like we were talking about earlier about how like we're like a tiny piece of the universe, and like nothing we can do will ever affect anything in the long term. And then like the thing that you were saying about like how you have to be your own universe and like affect your own universe, like that really, like I've never heard that before, and that's really
that's
cool.
The thing is like my like as you get old, like just from personal experience, I had a ton of friends in high school, went to college, had a ton of friends, and then I went through a point where I realized that I had too many friends and none of them were like nothing was going on. Yeah. There was no positive movement, there was no forward movement, there was no momentum or anything. So I started hemming down everything, and I got back to having a few really, really close, important friends, and a bunch of them were on the show. And then after a while, I thought, well, okay, maybe starting the podcast will break me out of my norms of being at work for 70 hours a week and just going home and hanging out with my, you know, I love hanging out with my wife. It's great. But like, we're two very personable people who like to be involved. So let me force myself out and do it. And my universe, your universe grows and shrinks and grows and shrinks throughout your life. But it's important amount, like it's going to be that way, and it's okay. Yeah. Like you're going to lose friends over, you'll lose friends over dumb shit. You'll lose friends over important things, but it's okay. And if you can take anybody that you have and just take anybody that you meet on the street and pour some positivity in their life, your universe is growing.
Over the summer, I would like, there's a pretty like, I don't know if it's a high homeless population compared to like other places, but it's decent. There's a lot of homeless people around here. And over the summer, I would like, if I saw a homeless person asking for money, I would run home, grab a bottle of water, and make them like a ham and cheese sandwich and like bring it to them.
That's good.
And and so that was always really nice. There's always something fun I would do. And I don't know, it's just when I was little in like elementary school up until like 5th grade, I got pulled out of school in 5th grade because I was just getting bullied so much that like I would come home every day in 4th grade and be like crying, and it was just school was so hard for me because I went to Northeastern, and I was so much different than anybody else that was there. Yeah. And like it would just made it so much harder. And then I got pulled in 5th grade, and I was in cyber up until 8th grade, and then I went to Jackson, which like
that had to be it's rough, man. And
you know how social I am, and like when I was in cyber, I was legitimately like depressed and stuff, and like that was hard to deal with.
That I was of course friends with your mom during that, and like, yeah, that was the thing that I always thought about with us. Like, man, that kid talks a lot, and he likes to be around people. That's
because I was never around people.
Yeah.
Other than when I was around adults.
Yeah.
And then when I went to Jackson, I was like so much different from everybody, and that made me a target for being bullied there. And then thank God I'm in tech, because if I would have been in the high, I don't know where I would have been by now.
I was gonna say, and it's not anything negative against the school district or anything like that.
It isn't. It's more negative against
socially.
people.
Socially it's a very rough.
It's hard.
It's a hard thing to deal with because it's an environment where people don't want to openly state, what's causing them problems, or they have a home life that's terrible, and they come into school and the school's not. Everybody's being pushed out into charter schools anyway, and it's like,
and I don't
nobody's paying attention to the district, and it's like, I don't want to go like.
I'm not trying to make it seem like I think that it's not. It wasn't the school's fault. It was it's just the mentality of a lot of the people there is just not good. Yeah,
the social aspect has always been a rough one because like my dad went to York High in the '60s. My dad graduated in 1960. No, my dad didn't graduate. That's right.
He didn't graduate?
No, he got his. I forgot, but no, he was in York High. He's been in New York. He was in New York school districts from the 50s to 60s, and like, it's just the environment of it. Yeah. Like it is that thing. Like it doesn't matter. There's no question of anything. It's just the social aspect of it, of all those kids coming together and all of them having a lot of problems at home, a lot of problems personally, and not having any answers or the ability to get the help that they need, or the ability to not be ridiculed even further for wanting to get help. And it's like, it just causes a massive chaos. And if you're already somebody that stands out differently because of your person, like your big bright personality, like, dude, that's gonna be hell.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Luckily at Tech, there's been a lot of great supporting people. And like the people, I did hairspray with Weary Arts Group over the summer.
Yeah.
Dude, Weary Arts, the people there are the most supportive people ever. Like I was in a rut Thursday night. Mm-hmm. I was like, I just was not in a good mood at all. And like, I was just really upset. And I was posting stuff on Snapchat that was like just me being upset. And like there's twins that are in Weary Arts that they're in everything with them, and they like saw me during First Friday, and they just like came up and hugged me, and they were like, it's all right.
No, it's good though.
And like, it's just, I love the support. It's awesome.
Where does Weary? What stage venue do they work out of? Is that
for that one they worked out of Dream Rights, but they usually just do different ones because they don't have a theater for themselves.
Oh, okay. I didn't like. I remember you being in a play at Dream Rights way back.
Oh my god!
And we came to see it. Yeah,
dude, I was like,
you were tiny.
I was tiny. I was like maybe 6, 7.
You were definitely. I'll have to ask your mom about that.
I was really little. Snow White. I was sleeping.
Yes, that's right. Oh my god, that was a lot.
I had little Spider-Man slippers on. Yeah. Which like I remember I like made a fuss about that because they weren't letting me wear them, and I was like, I want to wear my Spider-Man slippers, and like they were just fine.
I gotcha.
I was like, just do it, whatever.
Yeah, but no, I just wondered because like. That. We went to see Shakespeare in the Barn up in Dover. It's Orange Mite Productions, I think, runs that venue. And I was just saying, like, it's really cool that you got into that and you're you do Weary and stuff. Like, and yeah, it is a huge communal aspect to it because people think, oh, you come in for a production and you do it and then you're done. It's like, no, you stay friends with most of the people. And if you liked doing it that much, you're more than likely going to end up in a different acting troupe with those people at some point, and it's really cool. And we have that to offer because like around here we have York Little Theater and
York Little
Dream Rights.
Theater, Dream Rights.
I'm sorry,
it's something else. Man.
Yeah, it's not York Little Theater anymore. Oh my god, I'm getting old. Everything's changing. Oh, it's so weird.
I love how you call the Strand and the Appel Center like already.
I'm forcing myself into it because if I don't now, I won't ever, and I'll be one of those crotchety old people that argues over semantics.
I remember when there was a Strand capital.
It's like
Is the Capitol still the Capitol, or is it all the Appel Center?
I think it's all the Appel Center for the performer. I think it's all the Appel
Are they
Center.
going to change
for
the
performing
signs
arts.
out or no?
I don't know.
I don't think they should because the Strand Capitol signs have been there.
Yeah, they're super iconic.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna.
Yeah. So no, it's really. But yeah, there's so much to offer, and there's so much cool stuff,
Gotta
and
fix
like,
my hat again.
and you're. And you're in that you're in the position of growth. Like you get to be the next. You, like everybody says, oh, the kids are our future. You actually indeed are our future. Like you know that, right? Especially downtown with like all the fun stuff that you do and all the fun stuff that's coming out. Like you get to
it's
be
crazy.
involved.
It's crazy. Like I'm gonna leave my headphones off for a little bit and see how it goes.
You're fine.
It's crazy. Like the amount of people that know me. Like I'll walk down the street or like I'll skate down the street and like.
Yeah.
Like even I went to Roost earlier to get breakfast.
Yeah.
And like a bunch of people were like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey."
Yeah. That's fun.
Crazy.
That's
It's like I said
fun.
earlier, it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Because I can't get away with anything.
You don't really specifically have a private life, and you're definitely putting yourself out on the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, because this is gonna go up, and people all around the world are gonna listen to it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I have fans in the Netherlands.
You do?
Yeah, only like 3 or 4 of them.
Look at you.
It grows, man. And that's the thing is like, it is that whole thing of growth that we were talking about during the break. It's like you just give some. If you give some of your time, it will flourish. You know, it will get out there, and just the amount of work that you. Luck is the culmination of hard work and chance. And it's like, if you put the hard work in, good things will happen.
Oh, it's Kate.
Oh.
We're good.
Yeah, you're good. So, but if you put the hard work in, eventually it will pay off.
Yeah.
99 times out of 100, it'll pay off, but you'll get there. You know, and if you don't try, nothing will happen. You can't change the world from the couch.
Yeah.
So.
It's crazy. Like we're having this conversation right now, and it's like, it's weird because it feels like it's like we're just having a conversation, and I'm not even thinking about like the fact that like 1,000 other people are listening to this conversation. Like right
they
now.
will then, yeah.
Like
eventually,
right
yeah.
now, hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's your boy.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just it is kind of weird like that because you get into the flow zone of it, you get into that little skate channel of it. You're like, oh, this is perfect, and it's comfortable and it's great. And then the thought that however many people listen to it, they listen to it. You know, it's like it gets there.
Yeah.
So
That's
and
awesome.
It gets out there, and like people in Washington and my cousin in California will listen to it. Which is great because California cares about podcasts.
They do?
The East Coast has no clue, not enough of a clue about what's going on with podcasts.
Yeah. It's so weird because I'll be walking down the hall or something, or I'll be at lunch and they'll be like, "Oh, what band are you listening to?" And I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, then what are you listening to? Are you listening to nothing?" And I'm like, "A podcast." And they're like, "What's that?" And I was like, sometimes I get frustrated because people are like, "What's that?" And they're like being jerks about it. And I'm like, I'm listening to people have a conversation. All right, get out of my face because nobody wants to have a conversation with me. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of people that you could think of it as pretty easily like old time talk radio where like the AM channel. It's that, but it's not at the same time. It can be that. It can be whatever you want it to be, and it's like personally I think it's a revolt against the radio because we don't need it anymore. And we have the opportunity to do whatever we want.
I wish one thing that I want to do in the future, if it's even possible, is I want to start a radio station in York that is a talk, and when it's not talk, it is the music that doesn't play on the mainstream radio.
Well, just do a podcast.
I know, but you can't put music in a podcast.
Yes, you can. Who says you can't?
Do people do that?
Who says you can't? This Wednesday coming up is Sam Sittler, who he's a singer-songwriter. I think he plays bars and stuff, so obviously you're not there. You know. But yeah, dude, he played live in my house. And it's on the episode. Like, you can do whatever you want. The thing is that you can play what you just need to be careful with. You need to be mindful of where you're getting your music from. Like, if you want to play if you want to play Metal Wolf or Old Tigers, or you want to play Wrath of Typhon, or like all the bands that are around here
I love how all of the bands you just mentioned
are
played that-
stickers on Barry's thing.
And they played the competition.
Yeah.
all of those bands that you just mentioned.
But if you want to play all those guys, you can. It doesn't matter. You just need to talk. You need to talk to them and say, "Hey, I'd like to put your music on my podcast. Is that okay?" Yes, of course. It's a great way to get out, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, you have you do it like whatever 2-3 times a week, and 2 times of it is topical conversation, and then the last one of it is a weekly roundup of new music that's coming out.
Yeah.
There's good stuff to do, man.
I have a collection of alternative press magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah,
I have
they're 2 years worth, and then I have 2 old school ones, which is Slipknot and a System of a Down.
I'm not sure if I threw them out, but I might have a Martin's potato chip box full of alternative press. Oh, no. It's a metal. Never mind. It's a friend of mine's metal magazines they left at my house.
I was going to say, if you have a bunch of alternative presses,
No, I
would buy them off of you.
I like alternative press, and I
like older. I like older, like before it was just 21 Pilots and Panic at the Disco on repeat every year.
Yeah.
I like alternative press, but they pick like 3 to 4 bands
and they stick it out.
What they do, and I've even noticed it because if I grabbed my collection, it's first one of last year was Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
And then it was some random band, and then it was 21 Pilots, and then it was some random band, and then Black Veil Bride. Like they pick 5 bands a year, and they just bump them out and put some random like bands on the cover like in between just to take up space, and it's just like
it's that comes from. So this conversation will definitely go into a better point in just a second, but that is the problem of the expectation that magazines are going by the wayside because people don't want to buy print media anymore.
I love print media.
Well, it was a preemptive to knowing that just like local shows or just like pay to play, you have 5 or 6 bands on a list of, and then it's some giant touring band. Well, those 5 or 6 bands have to pay for that giant touring band to come through, and then they get the quote unquote exposure and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, alternative press did the same thing where all of the major names that they paid attention to were paying the bills for all the other bands that were coming through, and it sucks, honestly. Like it sucks because then you get inundated with a bunch of inundated with that giant name, and it sucks and it's not fun. And then you have like Maximum Rock and Roll. I don't know if you read that at all, but you should check out Maximum Rock and Roll or check out. Let me think about this. Let me question whether I should say it or not.
Dead Air by Jonathan Smith.
No, check out Pork Magazine. Pork is a fanzine, and it's big. I think it pops up every now and then through Bazooka Joe down at Slovenly Recordings.
I know Bazooka
but
Joe.
it's got bands that fit. Bands that are definitely music that you're going to like, and they're all in the same universe, but nobody's paying an exorbitant amount of money for the sake of being in that magazine. It's there's a lot of ads, and it's fun, but it's ads for good stuff,
Alt Press does music awards every year.
Yeah.
Where last year it was super cool because they had like bunch of cool bands were playing. Papa Roach played with Machine Gun Kelly, which was super cool.
Yeah.
But this year, it was like 21 Pilots, Panic at the Disco, Black Veil Brides, and like Fall Out Boy won all the awards. And like, do you know who Baby Metal is?
Yeah.
The singer of Judas Priest played with Baby Metal.
What? I thought he was dead.
No,
that's right. Sorry, guys. Sorry, all my fans that love metal. Yeah, I thought, definitely thought Rob Halford was dead. My bad. He's the one who didn't die.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, that's
it was.
It just there's a staunch thing to it. Like let's go beyond the joke. You've definitely missed out on this one. But early to late 50s, it was the payola scandal, and there was to payola on the radio was you dumping out a lot of money to get your the records that you wanted the public to listen to. That's how you got them on the radio. And it's just it is the constant after effects of that is like. It becomes this marketing thing. It becomes this like, okay, well, we need to press these bands, and then you get forced into it, and it doesn't feel natural anymore, and that's why like there's so much disdain and disgust for like the constant media attention on all these people that you think There's more talented people out there. It is just an after effect of that. And the thing is that it's going by the wayside because it doesn't work anymore. Like that's a 60 or 70-year-old premise of, greasing pockets to get stuff out there.
I love CDs, like CD cases and CDs. Yeah. I love that, and like vinyls and like
you should. That. Do you like collecting physical media more than anything?
I like it.
That's cool.
I like collecting. but when I first started collecting CDs, I didn't know how to treat CD cases, so a lot of my collection is destroyed now.
Oh,
a lot of it is just garbage.
Does it matter like if you lose like?
I mean, a lot of it's
jewel cases. Like I know jewel cases crack pretty easily, but is it like the big like packs that are in the special boxes and all that kind of stuff?
It's literally like the plastic CD cases.
Oh, okay. You can replace them.
Yeah, it's just a lot of the older stuff that I used to listen to like 2 years ago and stuff like Pierce the Veil and like
you said I know
2 years ago.
Yeah, a whole whopping 2 years ago.
When I started listening to the type of music.
No, I get you.
Like the stuff that got me into it.
Yeah.
I discovered like metalcore and stuff because I was trying to find a U2 song called Raised by Wolves.
Oh, okay.
And Falling in Reverse has a song called Raised by Wolves, and I actually clicked on that.
Oh.
And I liked it, and that's how I got into it. Because from there, I got introduced to Black Veil Brides, and then like
all the other stuff,
all the other emo stuff, and then I was like, all right, this sucks. I need to find something else.
Yeah, it's like I get that way too.
I love how I say Falling in Reverse sucks when I saw them for the third time at Self Help.
Yeah,
two of them were at festivals though, so it doesn't really count.
Well, yeah, that's good though. That's good. I mean, it's cool that you get to go out and you get to be engaged. You get to be engaged in the music that you love. Like that was the biggest thing for us was, you go see all your punk rock bands, and the Casualties used to come through the Dillsburg Fire Hall. Like, it was just weird stuff, and you get involved in it. And it's like
I've seen
when you can dig too far, most assuredly.
I'm gonna see Wage War for a third time in December.
Are you?
Yeah.
Where?
I think Baltimore.
Oh, cool.
But every other time I've seen them, it was at festivals. So it was like I saw them at Warped Tour, which was a 30-minute set, and then I saw them at Self Help, which was maybe like an hour set. And I think they're doing 2-hour set.
Ooh, that's exciting.
So that's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna check them out as soon as we get done here. But I'll throw it on my queue of music I need to download because I got iTunes.
Yeah, I King Crimson. I really like.
Yeah.
21st Century Schizoid Man is a great song.
I just never got. I never got super into the like hyper Satanism or just ridiculous makeup or anything like that. Just never tickled me. Yeah. And I'm totally cool with it. Like it's just when
I like prog. I've been getting into prog. Like there's a band called Haken, which is Haken. They're really good progressive.
Yeah.
It's
Who did I just listen to? That you'd probably
Dream
like.
Theater is really good.
Prog. Oh, Dream Theater is pretty good.
Persephone is pretty good. Yeah.
No, I'm trying to think of. I just downloaded somebody that was really good. Did you ever hear of Amber Run?
I haven't.
You should check them out too. They're all right. He's got one good song.
He's got one good song.
Well, no, he's got. That's the one song that I've listened to so far. I downloaded the album 5 a.m., but the first song to it is really good, and I checked them out, and it fits into like I don't know. Are you big on M83 or like those weirdo like kind of electro bands?
Synth pop.
Yeah, like Washed Out stuff like that. He fits somewhere in there. Like I had the same thing where like, dude, I got older. I just stopped. I'm not gonna fight people on their music taste anymore. I don't even care. Like I love Goldfrapp, who was a ridiculous electronic artist from early.
And I can tell that you love Diplo because you've mentioned.
Oh, I fucking love Diplo.
You've mentioned Diplo like 5 times this show alone, and like maybe like twice before we started.
Well, you know what? See, you know what happened was that I listened to the Nerdist episode with James Vanderbeek on, and because I had nothing to do.
I listened to a little bit of that.
And they were talking about. He was talking about what would Diplo do, and it was good, and. Like it sounded good from what he had said, and I was like, "Okay, cool. I'll check this out." So I watched the first episode on YouTube, or the third episode on YouTube, and it is really well written, really good humor. And then I dug into his music catalog.
That's the dude that we were talking about earlier, wasn't it?
What?
The British comedian guy.
No. I'll figure out who that is.
James Vanderbeek.
No, but anyway, so I watched the third episode of What Would Diplo Do? And then, like, yeah, I've always been fascinated with techno. I've always been fascinated with house music and all that stuff. So I looked into his catalog of stuff that he produced, and they played that song Lean On by, oh, God, I forget what, but it was the soundtrack to the third episode. And it's an it's a super earworm. I'm super programmed. I'm super, like, everybody's programmed. If you hear something 4 or 5 times, you're going to love it. Like, it's going to stick. That's how they do their measurements in the radio or in the music industry. And, like, they played it enough during that episode that I downloaded that song and I played it on repeat for 4 days straight. And it just sticks, man.
I used to buy music off of iTunes, like, song by song, and then I would just listen to nothing but that song for, like, a week, and then I would hate that song.
I know. And I get, like, it gets that, like, but yeah, no, I'm a big fan of, there's a lot more to it than just making fun of the fact that Diplo just kind of pushes buttons for a living, but, like,
but like it's hard buttons.
Yeah, no,
you gotta press those buttons at the same right time.
It gets into that deeper philosophy of what do you do for a living? It's like, well, I keep the party lit. What does that mean? It means that I forget. They had Calvin Harris on the first episode. I finally bought the season. They had Calvin Harris on the first one, and he's like, and Diplo's asked him, he's like, "Are we just posers when we're up on stage?" And he's like, "No, we are shamans that are walking people through a forest, or we're shamans that are presenting people a beautiful moment through the power of music." And I was like, that philosophy stuck with me. So yeah, that's why I'm definitely stuck on Diplo. I can't help it. And James like not even the real Diplo, because it's James Vanderbeek.
You like James Vanderbeek Diplo more than you like real Diplo.
Yes, I don't even think I've seen a picture of real Diplo. I just know that James Vanderbeek really played that part well. So.
Really played that part well, even though you don't know how. Yeah. That's like saying like Bill Skarsgård did really well as Pennywise, but I've never seen Tim Curry's Pennywise.
Yeah, no, I totally it's like I'm stuck on that because I think everybody should watch it so that we can all have sit and have a conversation about how
we should do an episode of only people that have seen that show. Yeah, and just talk about that show.
I don't think
6 hours.
I don't think anybody will come on because I don't think anybody.
I'll come on.
As much as I have proselytized the fact that everybody should watch What Would Diplo Do, I don't think enough people have.
Should we do a part 2 with just about what would Diplo do?
No, actually, what I want to do is because I think it's like super. I think it'd be super fun. Is I want to rent like this is the dorkiest thing in the entire world. I want to pretend to have a birthday party down at the South York Cinemas. Just rent it as a birthday party, and then just pick one of the more obscure films that like hits the second run theater, and then like get a whole bunch of listeners together and sit and watch a movie.
Dude,
on a
that
Sunday.
would be awesome.
I think
that would be so
too.
Fun.
I think like. Dude, just come on like 25, 30 minutes earlier, and talk for a little bit, and then roll the movie, and then talk a little bit afterwards, and just like it gives people the chance to go to a date night because like people my age don't have that kind of free money.
That would
just,
be fun.
Like, just do it free, that's the whole thing.
That would be super cool. Would they let you do that? Would you have to make it seem like it's actually your birthday?
I don't know.
That would be funny.
I feel like it's one of those things that I could pretty easily like. There's a lot of mystifying connections that people make. You look at them, you're like, well, how did you end up there? And it's like, well, I just picked up a phone and asked somebody. It's like, yeah, sometimes if you just ask the question, it's like, hey, could I do a podcast episode from the theater? I'll pay to rent it out. Yeah. It's like whatever it is for the morning. I'll pay for it for 3 hours, and then I'll just record for a little bit. I'm not recording the movie or anything, but the before and after, with my fans, we'll sit and talk about it.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea.
I thought so too. So yeah,
did my levels get turned down or yours get turned up or something?
No,
mine.
It
seems like I'm quieter.
I think mine got turned down a little bit. I think I turned mine down.
Check.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, there you go.
Checking mid episode.
Check.
So, but yeah, no, you wanted to hit 2 hours, and you certainly hit.
And
we just hit 2.5. Just
Jesus.
about. Yeah.
That's one of the
This was the second longest one, I think.
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah. So, oh no, I'm coming in too much now. My bass is gone.
Bass.
Yeah, I like that. I like my deep voice. I'm like Wolfman.
Yeah.
I'm like everything that every reference I could make that you've never heard of. I'm
we
like
should just do
Wolfman
an
Jack in
episode
American
of
Graffiti.
you just saying references that I don't understand. I've heard of that.
Yeah, I may have. I
I don't know.
But yeah, so DCover at DCover Productions.
On Twitch and Instagram, that's my personal stuff.
Yeah.
Twitch is I live stream Guitar Hero. I want to start doing drum streams.
Oh,
where
cool.
I'll be drumming and you guys can request songs for me to play and I'll try to play them from ear.
Oh wow.
And then if you want to see my filming stuff, all my skateboard stuff, it's Drayden Raber Films on Instagram.
Did you pull up YouTube for your films yet?
I don't have enough clips to yet.
I
I have enough clips to. It's just I don't have enough solid clips to. Like I have a lot of like.
So what?
Yeah.
I have a YouTube channel.
I might throw some edits together.
You
I
should.
do have a YouTube where I post. So like when you beat a song Guitar Hero without missing any notes, it's called an FC.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a channel that's just like a couple FCs that I've got.
Oh, gotcha.
That's just also DCover production.
You should put your skate stuff up.
I need to make a Drayden Raber YouTube and put some edits up there.
Yeah, most assuredly, dude. So get there. Just get a little motivated. It doesn't take much. Just get a Gmail and jump on YouTube and put that shit up. Do it. People want content. That's what they say. Because somebody pointed out, they're like, hey, I can't keep up with the show anymore. And I was like, Joe Rogan once told me, kill him with content.
Kill them with content.
You
just shove
can't do
so
anything
much
else.
content down their throats.
It gets.
That's what Joe Rogan does. He just does like 300 podcasts a month.
Yeah, he did.
insane.
He did a ton. Oh, that's why I turned your levels down. Okay, because I'm dumb and I forgot I was on this side of the recorder.
Yeah. Are you usually on this side?
I'm usually in the number one.
Now I'm number one. I'm taking over the show.
You're in the number one port, and
Give
I'm
me
in
your
the third.
Zoom.
So that makes sense. That's okay.
Sense.
So thanks everybody for listening,
Yeah.
etc. Yeah, support the show on Patreon if you want.
Yeah.
That's up to you. We got cool stuff.
Yeah,
we're gonna start a shirt club and extra episodes.
Hey.
Extra terse episodes with my wife where we speak openly about
Your
weird
wife
stuff.
is an awesome lady.
I know. I love her to death.
Like
she's
her.
a wonderful human being.
She's a pretty cool gal.
Yeah, no, she's great. I like a new haircut.
Yeah,
Mom gave
it is
to her.
really cool.
Yeah.
I fed her yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
I heard that she saw you on Friday.
Yeah, I fed her.
So-
I fed her yesterday or on Friday, and then I fed Kate Harmon.
Oh.
Is Kate Harmon related to Dan Harmon?
I doubt it.
I
I sincerely
doubt it, too.
doubt it.
I'll text her and ask.
I don't know. Yeah, you should do that.
I doubt it.
All right. Well, I'll be seeing Kate Harmon again next weekend at Yorktoberfest. Speaking
Goodbye.
of which, Yorktoberfest.com.
Yeah,
Go
do
visit
that.
their sponsors.
Do
All
that
right.
stuff, boy.
All right. Thanks, Dre.
Drink some
Appreciate it.
beer. Yeah.
See you. Bye.
See ya.